Today is a cosplay stream. Today is a little bit of a special stream in that I am a Bajoran.
Here's syntax.
I'm a Bajoran. So a Bajoran is one of the aliens in the Star Trek universe, and Bajorans are maybe not one of the like most well known, but definitely if you've watched all the series, you are familiar with Bajorans and their story. They're from Bajor. They refer to like they have like a spiritual thing called their Pa, which is kind of like their soul or their life essence. They tend to have very decorative jewelry, especially on the ears. DS9 is all about it and their conflict with the Cardassians. But it's not the first time that they appeared. So I have a very special earring for today, as well as the nose ridge prosthetic. And my special earring does showcase that I have actually a few extra holes than I normally wear earrings in, which is, you might have guessed it, why I like being a Bajoran is because I can like wear like a really fun fancy thing that goes into the cartilage and the second piercing, and it also has like a little cuff. I don't know that I've ever seen a Bajoran with tattoos, but I can't do anything about my tattoos. And I have a lot of hair, so I pulled it out of the way so that way you can see my earrings. They live next to a totally inconspicuous wormhole. That's right, I forgot about that. It also should be noted that I love Star Trek. I grew up with especially TNG, but also I watched a bit of some of the other series as they came out over the years. And then when I became into like college and adulthood, I got more into sci-fi myself, and I actually went back and watched the Star Trek series on like streaming platforms and kind of got caught up on all of it. So I am a fan. I have been a fan for a long time. I don't call myself a Trekkie because I do feel like people that call themselves that tend to know a lot more about the history in the universe than I do. So that's the only reason why I don't call myself a Trekkie. It's nothing to do with my level of appreciation of the movies and shows. My Pa is strong. My Pa is strong. Starker Rester, hi. TNG is my all-time greatest of all time. Yeah. No, totally tiny. Like, TNG, I loved before I even liked the genre. And I think that speaks a lot to how wonderful that series is. I also like the movies are all really great. Like all of them are really great. Don't at me, but I even love like all the new ones. All the new ones. Shut up, Wesley. Syntax, hi. I didn't properly say hi. Osiris, hi. So I am still sick. If you can't tell, I am still sick. I've been struggling a lot with like coughing, and I'm a little worried about that. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is all like voice acted. So that should help. That should help some with my voice and my throat and whatever else. But also, if we have fun with this and we don't get a chance to finish it today, that's okay. We can find another time to keep playing it, right? There are some in Starfleet, so that's not completely inaccurate that I'm in Starfleet. Obviously my uniform is not really a store-bought Star Trek uniform because they don't have these like cute little cutouts, but I like this for a Star Trek uniform because it was pretty close and fitting. And also, it's blue, which means I'm a scientist, right? I'm pretty sure it means I'm a scientist. I was always a fan of the Bajoran characters, like Ensign Ro, Kira, any of them. They were just fun for me, and their whole like the battle they had with the Cardassians, and the Cardassians being this more like aggressive type. I don't know. They always like resonated with me. Maybe it's because my pa spoke to me that they were my people. I wonder what color for the uniforms of Starfleet bean counters are. Blue. Because that's me, Darl, right? Right? I would totally be the bean counter if we're being really honest. I would have just been working at one of the computers, like doing spreadsheets. Pains, hi. Overzero, hello. Overzero says Soraya Renga. I think that's proper Bajoran. You know more than I do then. Yeah, I definitely do not know on that level. But I don't know. I mean, I want to go back through and watch it all again. It's just like, you know, big investment. The new Star Trek Strange New Worlds on Amazon Prime. No, I haven't. And actually, I haven't seen any of the like CBS ones either. Unfortunately, I've been a little bit out of access to Star Trek series because of subscription models. Isn't that unfortunate that there's like a different streaming service for every series that you want to watch? Strange New Worlds is really good thanks to Disco. Lower Decks has been amazing. Spark Arrest, I've heard that one's really good. I think that maybe it might be time for us to like cancel some of our other streaming services so that way we can get a chance to watch it, because I think we would really enjoy it. But in the recent years, we were doing a lot of the like Star Wars animated series, and that's been a lot of fun. We also rewatched through all the Star Wars movies in chronological order, which was interesting. I don't know if anyone's done that. New Trek is not my thing. I don't really like the writing, though Star Trek Lower Decks is pretty goofy. Nice. Yeah, Lower Decks is the animated one, correct, Tiny? I've heard good things, but I haven't seen it, obviously, as discussed. I have seen some of this game. I am calling it my first look. It is basically my first look. I watch a lot of FG Squared, like a lot of FG Squared, but it's while I'm working or hanging out with my son, and it's like on mobile or whatever. And so like I tend to be pretty lurky in and out of chat, and this is one of the games that I saw FG play on her stream, but I didn't see enough to really feel spoiled at all to play it myself. And so I think this is personally I thought this would be perfect. I knew I wanted to play a Star Trek game, and we made a little bit of a switch from another one to this one because this one has is like a narrative nature, so it seems a little bit better for a cosplay stream. How many parsecs can you make the Kessel run in? Okay, so like here's the thing. Like, is that like a science question or is that like a Trekkie question? Because either way, I don't know the answer. I really should have like, I feel like I should have like I should be like a red suit. Like I would be the one that doesn't make it back from the mission. You're losing nerd cred. We've discussed this. You weren't here, Juice. We've discussed all of it. Star Wars reference, I was trolling. Okay. Don't answer it. It's a trap. Well, we were just discussing how I don't call myself a Trekkie because I've watched through all the series like once through, and I enjoyed like all of them, but I definitely can't like answer trivia questions. And I already said that, so if you showed up on time, I'm just giving you a hard time now. There would be no Star Wars without Star Trek and Lucille Ball. Wait. What does Lucille Ball have to do with it? What? Bread, hi. How are you? Gamer Plane, hello. Yeah, so I didn't really do anything for Halloween this year for stream. So here you all. Here you all go. Who? What is Lucille Ball? Lucille Ball is I Love Lucy, Darl. Save track back in the day or something. Yep. Desilu Productions greenlighted Star Trek. Shut up. Do you know I Love Lucy, Darl? The show? I Love Lucy? That's Lucille Ball. Oh. I Love Lucy is Lucille Ball. It's a old-timey black and white show. Yeah. I have nothing else to give on that. I have no other information. All right, we should start playing this game because I'm already starting to lose my voice. We're gonna have to see where my face cam should go. My guess is that's probably not the best location for it. Simple Primate, hi. I'm glad you enjoyed the cosplay. I worked really hard on it. I was very nervous about it. Okay, so yeah, let me know about my face cam because that's the only thing I didn't check. I didn't actually start playing the game yet, obviously. All right, we're gonna begin an empty slot. Let's see what this game's all about. The relationships and events you're about to experience will be shaped by the choices you make. This is not the newest Star Trek game, but it is a new Star Trek game that is on the Epic Games store. Decabrino, hi.
Captain's log, stardate 57931.4. The crew is restless. After spending too many months piecing our ship back together, we're finally about to venture out on a new mission. And the crew isn't letting this unprecedented ion storm slow them down. They're ready for something different. I know I am. Perhaps more than any of them. Fortunately, nothing ever stays the same. It's entropy, the nature of the universe. Change is inevitable. And while entropy says order gives way to chaos, in this case, change is good.
I think change is good.
Our new first officer is en route to the Resolute. Jara Rydek. I know she'll bring a welcome dose of new blood to the crew.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Bye, Pains. I caught it.
Thanks.
No problem.
I'm not great with flying.
Oh no, frames.
But these little shuttles are the worst.
Here's a tip. Don't close your eyes.
Hold on. I'm dropping a lot of frames, I think.
You'd think that would make it easier, but it only makes it worse. Look out the window, pick a star, and just focus on that.
I'll give it a try.
The crew is impacted by the things you say. Okay, let's see if we can change some of the settings here real quick. I turned off motion blur. I guess I'm gonna have to go to main menu. I don't want to exit the game. Uh-oh. Ilana, why did you make Twitch 4 spaces between emoticons, even if I manually remove them before submitting? I didn't. How did I do that? I don't know that I did that. I can look into that. They're gonna build some satisfactory. Sounds good. Enjoy. I think I might need to go back to the main menu and double check the settings, but like I don't know if that's gonna help anything. Twitch just be like that. Okay. I was like, what did I do? Let's just try getting through this initial scene and hope that it's better. If we need to, we will go and see if we can change any additional settings.
Sorry, I'm a little
It
anxious.
seems pretty jumpy.
I hadn't noticed.
I'm on my way to my first assignment. When we get to the starbase, I'm transferring on to the Resolute.
Yeah, it's really bad.
So am I.
Oh, it's known for that? Okay, so we'll just power through it then, Syntax. Thank you for letting me know.
For Jara to step in at the 11th hour like this. But if she's half the officer I knew she could become when she was a cadet at Starfleet Academy, she'll be the XO this ship needs right now.
Also, the voices just change volumes, like, substantially. I just thought this one would be really fun because it's narrative. So let's just do some tweaking with the settings and I think it'll be fine. Yeah, I took it really literally. The message. Change of station. Check in at security. All right.
A starbase on the very edge of Federation space. Long way from home now.
Oh boy. I think so. What do y'all think? Little ways away. I didn't think it did that though. I thought that those emotes got to roll right into each other. So I'm a little confused.
Commander?
Oh.
I'm not usually such a nervous wreck, by the way. I actually did well at the academy.
Oh yeah?
Maybe you've heard of the Torvalin test?
Sounds familiar.
It's a tactical simulator that makes the Kobayashi Maru look like a picnic on Ventaris 5.
Hi,
Anyway,
emo.
I finished in the top 20.
Dang.
Not just in my class. I mean, all time. In the history of the academy. There's that.
Simulations don't
Simulations are
count.
great for training, but they're not quite the same as the real thing.
That's fair. I guess I'm about to find out.
His hair's so shiny. Place your hand here. I'm used to reading everything out. I'm sorry.
Welcome, Commander Rydek.
Wait, you're Jara Rydek? You absolutely crushed the Torvalin test. You finished in what, like the top 3?
That would be me.
Now I'm really... It's an honor to meet you, Commander. Sorry,
Okay, now I'm really
I
glad
didn't
with the answer I
realize
gave before.
I just came off the shuttle and was glad to be on solid ground, so to speak.
The pleasure is mine, Ensign.
Paul Calloway.
I'll be nice
Good
this
to meet
time.
I believe Commander Ermot is expecting you. He's in the concourse just ahead.
I would like to be a good
See you
boss.
on the Resolute.
You know? Hi, emo. It does look like it's going okay now. Sometimes when we're in those like starting scenes and we're like flying, you know, it's a problem.
Good day, Commander.
Are they running because I'm running? Look, they start running because I'm running.
If I remember my briefing, Commander Ermot is a Bolian, so I'm looking for someone with blue skin.
Okay, let's go find Commander
Remember
Ermont
Resolute
back
too?
there.
Yeah, not the ship I was hoping for.
Why's that?
Well, you haven't heard? Some kind of accident. Their warp core overloaded.
Oh, whoa. That's a big deal.
They spent 6 months fixing it up.
Was it the captain's fault?
That's the rumor, yeah.
Uh-oh. I was eavesdropping, but also trying to get through, and they wouldn't let me through, so let's go this way. Who are these people? Hi.
Excuse me. Have you seen a Bolian around here?
Yes, sir. Right back there, near the replicator.
Oh. Well, if that...
Ah, there he is. Thank you.
Happy to help, Commander.
I already knew where he was. I wouldn't have asked that question. Examine replicated
I'll
meal.
replicate myself a meal once I'm on board.
Am I hungry? Ooh, look at the...
Excuse me.
Get out of my way. Look at your skin. I like that. Hi.
Welcome to the edge of the galaxy, Commander Rydek.
Hi.
I'm Commander Jan Ermat, Operations Officer on the Resolute. Commander?
Hi, Lanix.
I
Thank
hope there
you.
wasn't too much trouble getting here. This storm isn't making anything easy for us right
It
now.
was a bit bumpy.
I know conditions are less than ideal at the moment.
It was a bit bumpy, but otherwise okay.
My apologies. This storm is unlike anything I've seen before. We're grateful you were able to come fill our first officer vacancy at such short notice. From everything I've read and everything I've heard, we're lucky you were available to us.
Huh.
Coming from a premier starship and all. To our little research vessel.
What exactly have you heard about me?
First in your class at the Academy.
Frames.
Received the Starfleet Award of Valor during the Dominion War. Most recently, Tactical Officer and Chief of Security on the USS Endeavor.
You've done your homework.
Like I said, we're very lucky.
Dang. That's our ship?
The USS Resolute.
I'll assist the doctor on that
Compared
ship.
to the bigger ships, but as far as science vessels go, she can more than hold her own. And she doesn't look so bad considering 6 months ago she was nearly cracked in half, venting plasma, fighting for her life.
It was an accident?
Equipment malfunction. An accident suggests fault, but no one's to blame. It was a planned test, but the warp core was pushed beyond its limits.
Oh boy.
It destabilized the dilithium, there was a runaway reaction, and the warp bubble deformed. We thought we could reach a higher resonant frequency, but it was more than she could handle. Cost us our first officer and 22 of our crew.
Oh, I was wondering about
At
the
end of the day,
vacancy.
we're all responsible for each other. That's what it means to be a crew.
Hi,
I
Lex.
can't even begin to imagine what that must have been like for you. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
I'm just answering the way that I
It
would
does
normally.
weigh heavy. There are some things you can't forget.
It's been 6 months. What's the attitude among the crew now?
Unsettled. But I hope that a new mission will help them move forward. If not, move on. Listen. I realize you've known Captain Solana for quite some time, and I'm sure you're ready to bring your best. But I should warn you that when the captain announced you would be the new first officer, there were those who felt it was a mistake, that he should have promoted from within.
Uh-oh.
So you might want to tread lightly at first. Until they come to value your contributions as much as he does.
I think I can earn their trust.
Trust is earned, and it sounds like I have my work cut out for me. But I plan on winning them over.
I don't doubt that. I just figured it was better to know what you're walking into.
Of course.
Starfleet has assigned us a high-priority mission to the Hotari region. I'll let the captain brief you on board. I know he's eager to see you.
Will we be mission ready in time?
We have every intention.
Where do I see it? Huh. It said press enter to see the
The crew has been working around the clock to
Impacts
get the ship
your
ready.
choices.
Still so much to do.
Hello? Who are you?
Stuck. I got just the thing.
I think this is the plasma torch. I'm like fixing things. What am I doing? Excuse me? Oh, there we go. I think. Okay. Pajama party? I'm not in my pajamas. I'm all dressed up getting ready to go to space. Hi, Chips Gray. How are you today, Science Officer Ilana? I'm okay. Orama, sorry. I have a little bit of anxiety today, and I'm feeling a little, like, nervous, but we're having fun so far, so that's good. Star Trek uniforms might as well be pajamas. I guess that's fair. All right, so how do I do this? I think I did it better that time. I have multiple uniforms myself. I actually don't have a uniform. I just think that this dress is kind of like fitting. Has the right coloration, but it has this like cute little thing here. Can we get it? Get it. So I am like making this guy do all this stuff. It's kind of cool. I've never played like a narrative game like this before. Like literally never.
That... is that.
If you're Bajoran, your last name would actually be Ilana. There we go. We were talking about it. I think I'm like the assistant to the doctor. That's what I decided.
I thought that thing was totally fried.
Hi.
Nice work, Carter.
Nothing to it, Neely.
And not a moment too soon. The boss wants us down in engineering. Like, now.
Okay, so Carter's just like a regular employee in engineering? Don't wear season 1. A Bajoran is this. A Bajoran has nose ridges. Like obviously some other traditions and cultural traits that I'm not really representing. But then they tend to wear like pretty decorative earrings. Their outfit would be different, but since I'm playing as a Starfleet officer,
Engineer.
I am dressed as accordingly.
I heard the new XO just arrived. Won't be long before we get underway.
So that made my
Just hope
outfit
whatever
easier.
Chovak called us down for, it's something good. I can never tell with him.
Uh-oh.
I'd rather not end up degaussing plasma manifolds.
We
Hanging
can handle
upside down
anything.
Makes me queasy.
You and me working together, we can tackle anything he throws at us.
Your optimism is positively contagious.
The show was on a tight budget. Me too.
Looks like we got here before.
Lieutenant Commander Chovak.
We were just looking for you, Commander.
Hi.
Officers Ed Solar, Diaz. I was beginning to think you would be late. We are all hands on deck right now, which means if you are not at your post at the appointed time, I do not have someone to replace you.
Uh-oh.
A point I have been forced to make to Petty Officer Edselar on repeated occasions.
Apologies for the delay, Commander.
I do not want your apologies.
Oh,
Simply see to it that it does not happen again.
wrong answer, I think.
So, I don't suppose you wanted us down here to check in before we...
Wait, where do I see those? It says that you can see. Yeah, I don't have a keyboard. So it's I don't know. It says that you can see like where your decisions, how your decisions impact. Maybe we'll do that on a break or something.
Equip yourselves in EV suits to work on the exterior of the hull. I need you to tune the structural integrity field for optimal performance. The subspace distortions and ionic interference we are experiencing are preventing the proper calibration. But this ship must be ready to depart shortly, despite the storm.
Oh boy.
The precise nature of these disturbances are not fully understood. But many systems have been affected by the wide band of emissive activity.
Commander, if this energy storm is causing problems here at Space Dock, what does that say about what we're gonna find when we head out there for real? Shouldn't we let this storm pass?
It was green, but I don't know.
Show that conditions will indeed be more severe at our destination, the Hotari system. Thusly, we are taking all necessary precautions. You have your orders. Do not delay.
Yes, Commander Chovak. All hands on deck.
What's that?
All hands on deck. That's what Chovak said. You know what that means?
Danger.
It means this ship isn't ready to go out and the brass know it.
Oh, or that.
So they're throwing every warm body at it. And they're going to leave on schedule. Consequences be damned.
So it's on us now.
It all comes down to us, Nilly. We're the ones who will get it ready.
I know what we can do. But this isn't just any old refit or any old relaunch.
Oh, whoa. Excuse me.
A lot of new faces coming on board. It's gotta be tough coming as a replacement. That's for sure.
Give them a chance.
They seem alright. Something that happened 6 months ago while they were off on another ship? Well, that's nothing to hold against them.
Yeah, you're right. I guess getting a little new blood on board doesn't hurt. Hold on. Now there's an old face I didn't expect to see again. Hey, Miranda!
You weren't gonna leave without me, were you?
Miranda, you're here?
We thought you were staying on the Adirondack.
Transfer came in at the last minute, so I figured I'd slum it on this bucket of bolts. Looks like you got her back together pretty nicely. I wasn't sure what to expect.
I'm gonna take the high road here, pretend you didn't say that, and welcome you aboard.
He's a better diplomat than I am.
He still owes me a bottle of Saurian brandy. Don't think I forgot.
Oh yeah, it's coming back to me now.
Maybe Carter can rustle up that bottle and we can give you a proper welcome. As soon as we wrap up this quick little spacewalk.
Bopper, thank you so heckin' much for the gift sub to Goldicott.
Here,
the Bopper just gave a tier 1 sub to Golducket.
So what's the word?
Golducket.
The security rotation?
Yep. Still running with the usual suspects.
Bopper, thank you so much for the support.
Good to go.
I don't know if I should like go back to the start main menu and check settings for the frames drops or what?
The other side.
Duck it.
Magnetic souls.
What am I? Magnetic boots. Oh boy. Bopper, thank you again. I really heckin' appreciate it. Oh boy. I'm scared. We gotta go out there? Are you sure? I would never in my entire life, ever.
That view never gets old.
Although Emo would maybe try to convince me. Emo would love this. I would be in the shuttle. See, how are frames okay right now? We won't question it. Sunday afternoon stroll, right? Hi, Rays. You would do it, primate? Ooh. Back with the big guns.
Captain Solano should be here momentarily.
Scenery like that, I'd totally do it. Yeah.
You'll have to forgive me, I don't know much about Cobleyods.
Me
My
neither.
understanding is you need a steady supply of duridium to keep your cell structure stabilized, or bad things start to happen. And we have plenty of duridium in sickbay, so there's no risk of running out.
Okay.
Thank you.
Feel free to make yourself at home. And help yourself to whatever you like from the replicator.
I feel like Jay's intro is fitting for this moment. I just wish the frames weren't. Time to get chocolate ice cream from the replicator. That sounds good. Hi, Jay. We do what we need to survive in Alpha Quadrant, right? So what do y'all think? Should I go to the menu and see about settings? It's like sometimes dropping some frames. This is a telltale. This is a narrative, decisions matter. And one of the reasons why I kind of wanted to go to the menu is because I'm not seeing, oh, wait, here. It says right here. Okay, so it says, Commander Ermot, Jara made a good first impression with Commander Ermot, coming off as shrewd and inquisitive while showing empathy for what the crew of the Resolute has suffered. Ensign Calloway was grateful for Jara's helpful guidance when he was nervous on the shuttle flight. And then for Carter, Miranda felt encouraged by Carter's warm reception when she first arrived aboard the Resolute, holding out hope that there might be some kind of chemistry between them. Ooh, woo. And then Lieutenant Commander Chovak said, found Carter to be respectful and responsible. Okay, interesting. So even though I apologized, and as a Vulcan, they weren't really like, they like kind of brushed off the apology. They were like, don't apologize. It does sound like they appreciated that we were respectful and responsible. Right? Okay. So let's go to the main menu because I think we got to check some of the settings if there are any settings. There are no settings. Really? Oh. Okay. All right. Can we get chocolate ice cream? Lex said something about chocolate ice cream.
You'll have to forgive me, I don't know.
Oh,
much
we
about
already saw
Cobleyods.
this.
But
It'll
my
play it over.
understanding is you need a steady supply of duridium to keep your cell structure stabilized, or bad things start to happen. And we have plenty of duridium in sickbay, so there's no risk of running out.
Thank you.
Feel free to make yourself at home. And help yourself to whatever you like from the replicator.
Yeah, Raze. Apparently the game is just like known for having some like frame drop issues, and since there's no settings, there's very little that I can do to like fix it, stop it. Unfortunately. Hello?
Just a sip of something. Decisions.
What's Roctagino? I don't even know what it is. I just ordered it.
That sure has a kick.
Star Trek coffee. Klingon coffee. Klingon cappuccino. Honestly, that sounds great. I'm here for it.
Last time I saw you, it was graduation. from
Cheers,
the academy.
Jara.
You'd already secured one of the most prestigious assignments possible. And you were burning with enough ambition to fuel 7 trips around the Necrit Expanse.
Oh boy, frames.
I could not be happier to have you on the Resolute. My only regret is that we couldn't provide you with a warmer welcome. The arrival of a first officer to her new ship deserves a bit of fanfare. But, unfortunately, we've had our hands full with the refit.
That would be totally unnecessary. I don't need any pomp and circumstance.
You've been here all of 5 minutes, and already you're trying to make us more efficient. I like it. As I'm sure you've heard, we've had a rough go of it these last 6 months. The ship suffered some damage, but not nearly as much as the crew.
I have seen DS9. It's just been over a decade.
That's right. The tragic accident, really.
We got an ad break coming up.
A major scientific breakthrough. A quantum leap forward in warp core technology. 10,000 teradynes per second. The ability to travel at a sustained rate of speed longer and faster than we ever dreamed. What would have been the crowning achievement of my career? Right there. Within our grasp. Until it all went so horribly wrong. We pushed her too hard, and a warp core malfunction overloaded the system, creating a pressure gradient way beyond what the ship could handle.
I feel like we're gonna do this again, aren't
It
we?
was heartbreaking. We lost some of our best people. As captain, I have to take full responsibility. It was my decision to make, and I have to live with the consequences.
You have to look to the future. You can't dwell on the past, on things you can't change.
There's nothing that can be done about it now. In my defense, I will say I might have avoided the whole ordeal if my senior staff had been willing to trust me. There was a lot of pushback from my former XO.
Interesting.
And I think that cost me his confidence. I don't want you to pull any punches. Certainly not on my account.
Oh my gosh, the frames.
Once we decide on a course of action, I need everyone to fully commit to the mission. Anything short of that just won't work. And that's when things start to go sideways.
I don't...
This is your ship, and you are the captain. So as far as I'm concerned, whatever you say, goes.
That's the kind of support I'm looking for. Look,
We'll see.
I'll be
I say
blunt.
that now.
We can't afford another mistake. Or at least, I can't. I feel like my career is hanging in the balance here. We need a win. Something to restore the crew's confidence.
Yeah.
I understand.
On a more positive note,
We're gonna be taking a break here
Starfleet has
soon.
tasked us with what they're calling a mission of the highest priority. Escorting a senior diplomat to Hotari space.
I don't want to take a break necessarily, but since it's so story driven, people are definitely gonna miss the content. So we might as well just do like some words or something, I guess. And it's really unfortunate about the frames. If it's really bothersome the whole time, we could, I don't know. We'll see. But let's do some words and we'll come right back to this after the ad break. We went over our relationship impacts from the decisions that we've made. I did look at the controls like briefly. I didn't say anything when we were here, but I was like looking at it real quick, right? So it says like tricorder modes, Q and E, pauses, enter. I mean, that's what we're doing right now. That's the menu. Tricorder phasers 1 and 2. But also that's how you answer all the questions. Control is crouch. Shift is run. I figured out that. Okay, just making sure.
Two previously peaceful and otherwise non-aggressive civilizations now find themselves on the brink of all-out war.
So it's a peacekeeping mission.
I see it as a golden opportunity to not only prove what the Resolute and her crew are truly capable of, but also a mission for which we're uniquely qualified. This ionic storm. Our long-range sensors suggest it's several orders of magnitude stronger than anything on record. A total anomaly like nothing we've seen before. And you'll never guess where it leads.
Hatari.
Exactly. Very nearly in the precise location where we're headed.
Perfect.
Where I imagine the interference will be exponentially greater. But the diplomat will brief us on the details at the rendezvous.
Who is the senior diplomat we're escorting?
That I don't know. Starfleet hasn't said. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. I expect we'll have some rough sledding when we arrive, so I need you to prepare the crew for the worst. There's just one more thing I want to clarify up front. The metric that for me will be the ultimate measure of your success.
Uh-oh.
What is it?
If after serving as my first officer, you don't one day find yourself with a ship of your own, then I will consider it my personal failure.
I hate that. I hate when a boss is like, in order for you to like do good, you have to move up in the ranks. That's stupid. But okay. Okay. This is fairly new. Yes, I think as far as I understand, it came out earlier this year. I also had to buy it on Epic. I don't think it's on Steam at all, which is interesting. Hyundai High. If you were in accounting, an AI would be doing your job. Yeah, Flea Block. Exactly. There wouldn't even be me on the ship because an AI would be doing my job on the ship. DS9 is odd. You have to bore yourself out of your mind for 3 seasons, then it becomes good. Newt, interesting. I agree. I like being the guy near the bottom that just does my job. Yeah, like I had numerous positions where they were like, you should train to move up to a higher position, like almost immediately. I got the job and they were like, you should start working on becoming ready for the next position. And I was like, I just got this job. Also, this just fell off. Hold on. There's a lot of levels to this. And the little thing, what's it called? The cuff is just like a cuff. So it's just like on there. Wouldn't want that thing on my nose. Probably an autism thing. Oh yeah, I can understand that. I don't even like earrings that much for someone who has so many earring holes. Should tell him if he wants you to move up, then he needs to move down. What? Hellcat. Hello. I think that the biggest thing is like in these kind of environments, typically if you're a like first officer, you're basically like you do want to be a captain, right? Like I feel like it is kind of like you would want to, but just for me, that doesn't feel like what everyone would want all the time, right? Starfleet is kind of based on Navy type hierarchy, if I understood correctly. There's this type of officer position gaining experience for the next one, which is a really normal thing. You don't go to captain school and become a captain right away, right? And it's like they all went to captain school, right? By just being in Starfleet. But like, not everyone gets to make it there. But the folks that get to make it to second in command, to like a very senior officer position, like they probably are on track to become captains and maybe even like admirals someday, right? Also, the officer in charge of sewage treatment went to officer school. Yeah. True. And it's not like every ship is the same size, right? Like some of the less skilled officers can end up commanding smaller ships. Kirk School.
When that might happen is entirely up to you. But it goes without saying, you have my full support.
I still have a lot to learn.
Thank you, but I feel like I still have
That's
so
how I
much
would
to learn.
answer.
You'll have plenty of opportunity. And if you're willing to put in the work, I'll do everything in my power to help you along the way.
Okay, this seems like a good boss so far.
Let me introduce you to the
Don't you think? I think so. Ish, Starfleet has different tracks depending on your specialty. But anyone from any track can go for senior officer training and has the potential to move into the command ranks. Thank you, Vulcan. Our chat Vulcan is helping answer questions. I love it.
Everyone, if I could have your attention for a moment. I'd like to introduce Commander Jara Rydek, our new first officer. Some quick introductions. This is Lieutenant Handar, our helmsman, one of the best in the business.
One of?
Well, what he lacks in humility, he more than makes up for in ability.
A pleasure to meet you, Commander.
Likewise.
Next, we have Commander Westbrook, our chief science officer. I've come to rely on his expert counsel on a regular basis.
Pleasure.
Commander Rydek, it is such an honor to meet you.
This is our tactical officer, Lieutenant Bedrosian, who's been looking forward to meeting you for about as long as I can remember.
Yeah,
I've
seemed
been
eager.
Following your career for quite some time, and I look forward to learning as much as I can from you.
That's very kind.
That's very kind of you to say. I'm happy to be here.
Well, I have to admit, one of the reasons I've followed your career is because you're part Kobliad, because of what you've overcome. Starfleet stands up for people who can't defend themselves, and you were one of those people once. But since then, you've done so much to protect others who need it.
I don't know about the Kobliad people.
Admire that. So, you've been something of an inspiration to me. Not that I've done anything close to what you've done, but you definitely set a standard to strive for.
You really do know a thing or two about me.
Please stand back.
I'm glad I could
Right, Andy?
inspire you, but it's important to chart your own path.
Thanks. You can count on it.
And then, of course, you've already met Commander Ermont. Please, do everything you can to make Commander Rydek feel at home here. I'll be on the starbase. Have an urgent meeting with the starbase commander
frames.
to get our authorization to get underway. If they drag their feet any longer, we won't make our rendezvous. The bridge is yours.
Mine? Sit in the captain's chair when ready. Did I say the wrong name? It was her alien species. That's what I was saying. I didn't
Communications
know anything about.
keeps us in contact internally and with other vessels.
I thought they said Kobliad. This is the Master Systems display.
So many decks, full of crew that are now my responsibility.
Non-commissioned officers like Miles O'Brien, who is a senior chief petty officer and not a commander or a lieutenant. Yeah, I think that's what I was trying to say. Like, there's obviously many different levels, but I was trying to say the ones that are striving for captain positions, like, could end up captaining smaller ships, like some science vessels, although this seems like a pretty sizable science vessel. Rebecca Communications. I guess I'm ready. I mean, I'm not ready, but I'll take the chair. Kobliad, thank you.
Chief Engineer Chovak needs to lower the structural integrity field. He's sent a crew out to recalibrate the emitters in response to the danger posed by the storm.
Right, that was us.
We just need your go-ahead.
That was Carter. Engage.
Permission granted.
Lowering structural integrity field now.
Entering maintenance mode.
Engage maintenance mode.
Condition blue.
We're sitting in the captain's chair. We're a commanding officer. We're not the captain.
The storm is getting worse.
Looks like they turned off the SIF.
Great. Let's get to that emitter.
And we're also Carter, who works in engineering. Currently, we are Carter instead of Jara, who's the commanding
Every time we're
officer.
out here, I half expect to see her in pieces again.
She's still got some scars on her. It adds character.
When I joined
Wow.
Starfleet, all I wanted was a ride out of town. But this isn't exactly how I pictured it.
On the outside of the ship?
No. Sometimes it feels like we're just part of the machinery. Don't you want more than that? I mean, Starfleet is noble and all, but it's still a machine. A massive, massive machine.
I am more than that. And so are you. You wanted to get away.
She like
I
that.
enlisted because I didn't want to wait years just to get out and see the galaxy.
I can see that.
I wanted to go somewhere.
Enlisting to like get to
Sky, no
get
one's
out
ever
and
seen.
explore.
Just because I'm cranking a hyperspanner up in a Jeffries tube today doesn't mean that's all I'll ever be.
Totally true, Carter.
Diaz to Commander Chovak. We are at the Sif emitter.
Acknowledged. You may proceed with the recalibration.
Okay. Okay, I was like, am I supposed to know which tool I need?
Beginning recalibration.
Okay, turn nodes to center the circular indicators. Tune nodes. What am I... Wait. What am I doing? I did it.
Looks good.
Moving the circle into the middle. But I had to use like the nodes to do it, which is the part that I was messing up. The nodes were like pulling it. And that's the part I needed
Commander Westbrook, right?
to know.
Chief Science Officer.
You remembered my name and my rank. Impressive. Yes, I am the Chief Science Officer, and I have the dubious honor of being the most senior officer on this bridge. I know this ship inside and out. Better than just about anyone.
Well, I'm so glad you said that. Now I know exactly who to turn to when I have questions.
Questions are more Commander Ermont's territory. Captain Solano primarily relies on my knowledge and expertise when he needs answers. I'm curious, though. A Kobliad,
Isn't that why you would be
half
asked
in your
questions?
case, is an odd choice for first officer, given your vulnerable condition and all. But if, as an example, we found ourselves
Everyone's
in a hostile
vulnerable in
situation,
different
and
ways.
you were suddenly incapacitated because you needed an infusion, what would happen then? You'd leave Captain Solano without an XO. Granted, that would be a worst-case scenario, but not outside the realm of possibility.
In my entire career, it's never been an issue or caused the slightest problem.
Yeah,
And I don't
he's
expect
kind of
this to be any
something,
different.
something. I agree.
I was just curious, that's all.
Ooh, Borg. That's a good suggestion.
Listen, can I be blunt, Commander?
Can you be anything, Simple Primate?
Commander Sutherland, your predecessor, was one of the best first officers in all of Starfleet. His record was impeccable and his reputation was without equal. I mean no disrespect, but the
Oh
shoes
boy,
you're stepping
this
into are almost
guy.
impossible to fill. He was loved by the crew, and he was one of my closest friends. So I can only hope that you'll live up to expectations.
Do you have a problem?
Mr. Westbrook, if you have some kind of problem with me, and you just met me so it has nothing to do with me, you're gonna have to figure out how to get over it. Because I'm here, and I'm not going anywhere.
You tell him.
Do you read me?
Loud and clear. I'll stick to science. That is what this ship is for.
Very
My
well.
guess is the ring tells Jara when she needs an infusion.
Starbase, Let me give you an update on this ion storm we're flying.
She needs an infusion of a certain
unlike anything I've ever seen.
Resource
I can't tell you if
to stay alive.
Shrug it off or if we're putting ourselves at risk. However, if we learn more about its patterns, its nature, we can come up with a scientific countermeasure. Just a moment.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, so that's the thing about Kobliads, and that's why he's being prejudiced against her, basically. Because he's like, what if you need an infusion?
Tracing its trajectory. Starbase docking clamps are holding. The storm's emissions are fluctuating, coming in waves. And if my projections are right, we're about to get hit by a wideband burst of ionic energy.
Oh boy.
Like a tsunami.
I'm reading power abnormalities all over the ship.
Estimated time to impact, 2 minutes.
Red alert!
Red alert!
Aye.
I almost missed red alert. I forgot I needed to be playing. It's not just a show.
Putting sensor visualization on screen.
With the structural integrity field shut down, we can't take a direct hit.
Time to impact, 1 minute.
Shield systems are severely impacted. We have limited protection.
I need every available solution. What are our options?
We can weaken the impact of the storm with a deflector pulse.
There's a better way.
I'm sending all auxiliary power to the deflector dish.
Send the aux power to the shields. We can't reactivate the entire shield bubble, but it's a directional threat. So we can orient all we have towards the wave.
Shields?
You have to believe me.
I feel like
We only
shields.
get one shot at this. We can't afford to get it wrong.
Beam the guys outside in, right? I think they might already be inside.
Rerouting power to shields. Stand by. I need a heading. We've only got one shot.
Shields.
Understood. On my command.
Heading locked.
Raise shields.
I'm like nervous. I hope we're okay.
This is it.
All hands, brace for impact.
Brace for impact. Clench. Oh no, they are still outside. Oh boy. Are we okay? Ooh, ooh.
We have experienced a surge of radiation.
Oh boy.
Oh, you don't say.
This radiation supercharged the plasma, forcing it to backflush through the system and creating a dangerous imbalance.
Blow out every primary system on the ship.
Just tell us where you need us.
I need you to traverse the hull to the access port to recalibrate the port nacelle plasma regulator.
Recalibrate the port nacelle plasma regulator. I'm on it. I know what that means.
We've reached the first access point.
Understood. Do you see the override?
Poor job of
One
bracing
fail-safe
for
circuits?
impact.
Affirmative.
Engage the override. It should allow us to stop the EPS flow to the warp engine without triggering an automatic core shutdown.
What? Oh, there we go. Okay. I think I'm getting it.
Override engaged.
Are you sure? I am registering some crosstalk in the bypass circuit.
She gave them like 2 whole seconds of warning.
Each other.
Route the signals so they don't interfere with each other. Yeah. I'm just guessing, you know.
Diaz to Resolute. The failsafes are temporarily disabled. Moving on to the EPS regulator.
Heads up, Carter.
What is that?
Oh
One of the
boy.
discharges coalesced.
Clench.
It's coming right toward us. I'm gonna try to disrupt it with my phaser.
Are we okay? I did it. I shot something. I'm not good at shooting.
Not that there's really an up, but you know.
Use your phaser to clear a path. Are they... Keep going. We got 4 minutes, 20 seconds. I feel like I'm really far behind them. Go faster. You chose a faction? Starfleet? Klingon? Ah! No!
Are you alright?
Yeah. Suit took most of it. Snuck up on me.
That damaged your suit. Energy dampening is down to 60%.
Oh boy. No. Where are they coming at me from? Lang! Hi! I'm getting attacked by energy. Get away! Hi, Lang. Hi, Raiders. I hope you're doing great. It's so great to see you. Hi, I'm playing and please tell me I didn't die. I'm playing a narrative game called Star Trek Resurgence, and I'm a Bajoran.
I am now halting the EPS flow to the port nacelle. We have
And I'm outside the ship?
Causes an overload in the engine. You must work efficiently.
And we're in the middle of a storm? And I don't want to die? And Lang is really awesome and you should give him a follow? I'm sorry, I can't give a better greeting.
EPS manifold adjusters reset to
It's really good to see you. Thank you so much for the raid. Seriously, I really appreciate you. Flow disabled. What am I doing?
Lang just traded the channel with 11 views.
Okay, but
the EPS lines to the port warp engine are back in balance.
I don't know what I just did. I just started grabbing
I
things.
cycle the manifold nozzles, Chobot can...
This is also my first ever like real narrative game. I've done like some puzzle games, but yeah. That's bad. Oh! I gotta keep my hands on the keyboard. Oh!
Get down!
Get down!
Diaz to bridge. We just lost the docking clamp.
Beam me up, Scotty! Please! Habaco, thank you so much for tier 3! For 29 months, holy crap. Thank you so much. I know there's frames. Frames are dropping.
The hull will be ripped apart.
There's a problem. The clamps are supposed to disengage automatically in an emergency, but it's not working.
Yay! Not working.
Habaco just subscribed for
The docking
29
clamps are
months. Elena 1 year, Elena 1 year, Elena 1 love, Elena 1 love, Elena 1 lick, Elena 1 lick.
Habaco, thank you again for 29 heckin' months. That's so many months. I appreciate your support so heckin' much. Thank you so much for the resub. Let's look at some of our decisions in this. Like that we've recently had, just because it looks like there are a couple of new ones. And then we'll get back into the like crazy. You can create your own alien. Okay, that's kind of cool, Simple Primate. That's kind of fun. I love that I'm learning about Star Trek Online. Are we going to end up doing that next? They can only push so many boundaries in one series, right? Where if you drop a toolbox, it'll be lost forever. Oh, yeah, outside being the cold, heartless vacuum of space. Exactly. Exactly. All right, well, so one thing that Jara talked to Commander Westbrook, and we didn't really like exactly how Commander Westbrook was talking to us. And so we were a little bit like pushing back. And it says Commander Westbrook was left with mixed feelings about Jara's suitability as the new first officer after they first met on the bridge. He was disappointed she chose not to heed his recommendation to use the deflector pulse. So we pushed back, but then we also chose Lieutenant Bedrosian's decision over, or recommendation over, Commander Westbrook's, in that we use the shields instead of the deflector against the storm. So Bedrosian was thrilled with us because of that. Captain Solano was reassured by Jara's modesty and leadership potential after their first meeting. Yay! I was just trying to answer like the best way that I would if I was in this situation, so that feels good. Jara made a good first impression with Commander Ermont, coming off as shrewd and inquisitive. Oh yeah, and we read these. Ensign Calloway was grateful for Jara's helpful guidance when he was nervous in the shuttle flight. And then this is Carter. And so Carter was found to be respectful by Lieutenant Commander Chovak. Petty officer seemed like maybe a little bit ooh-woo, interested in Carter. Enjoyed the warm reception. And then Petty Officer Ed Salar is like our companion on this whole work and is inspired by our encouragement. Okay. That's where we are. So let's go ahead and continue on.
With exploding bolts for an emergency release.
We've got crew out there.
Yeah.
That'd be like setting off a bomb next to them.
Maybe there's another way.
Starbase is hailing us.
Put him through.
Resolute, the remaining mooring arm is failing. You need to disengage from the starbase now. The damage to the station will be catastrophic.
Our crew is out there.
We have crew outside and are looking for the
We have
safest
people
way
on this station. If that mooring arm breaks, we could lose dozens of crew.
Commander, hear me out. Reverse the polarity of the hull, which theoretically will repel the docking clamps.
And repel the engineering crew right off the hull into the storm.
This is Captain Solano. Put me on screen.
Go ahead. Captain.
What do we
have a situation.
do?
Commander, what are you doing? Blow the bolts on the docking clamp.
The captain doesn't know the whole story.
I'm giving you an order.
What do I do?
Jara?
Heck, trust me.
Captain, you brought me here because you trusted me. Can you trust me now?
You better be sure you make the right decision.
I don't know if I'm going to make the right decision.
Made himself quite clear.
They're gonna get hammered with debris out there. Reverse the polarity.
I know the frames are dropping. This game's just not that optimized.
Is protocol.
And there are lives.
What is the holdup?
Reverse the polarity. I don't know if
Stand
this is the
by.
right
We're gonna
choice.
flip hull polarity to
The
disengage
captain's going to be
clamp.
so mad.
Yes, Commander.
But the people.
Repair crew, this is Acting Captain Jara Rydek. Be advised, we are going to reverse hull polarity to free us from the remaining docking clamp. Tether yourself and deactivate your boots on my mark.
Understood.
Tether, tether, tether.
8, 7, 6, 5,
Tether.
4,
Tether.
3.
Tether. Thank you for the follow.
Mark.
Did I do it? Oh. Ugh. I didn't get my
hand.
boots.
I got you.
Thank you.
How?
Plasma imbalance is reaching critical condition. We are moments from primary system failure.
I got it. Do I? I didn't know I got it. Go, 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 go. You can do it. Push. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Push. You can do it. Come on. I don't know if we got it. I don't know if we got it. Stay in there. Help me. and it worked. Oh, and frames. Oh, wait. Did we do it? Took her long enough. Yeah, like, why was she not helping me? That was so hard.
Look out!
Duck! No! Grab her.
Hey!
I got you.
Oh my god.
Petty Officer Etzelar's hurt and unconscious. I'm gonna have to tow her back to the airlock.
Mr. Diaz, the situation has changed. You are at risk of triggering a substantial electromagnetic arc if you approach the main hull.
Oh my god.
But Commander, the way we came is the nearest airlock.
We're gonna have to walk the whole way around.
You on the far end of the pylon. You must bring Miss Etzelar there to access the interior.
Roger that. Going there now.
That's fine. I'm definitely not afraid of dying out in space or something. Turns out I had this fear all along. This is heavy. You okay? Oh my god, are you okay? Duck? Are we okay? No? Okay. Get in there!
Go first.
What?
Let me save your neck this time.
You come right after me.
You better be right behind me.
Oh my gosh. Close it. Oh my gosh. No! No! Did I do that?
We're in.
We're in?
They're safe.
Oh my god.
Fully online.
Are you kidding me?
Do it.
I feel like I am gonna cry, Simplify Me. That was a very heavy moment, and I just thought that I killed her. And was still somewhat surprised after Carter put his own safety ahead of her own out on the hull. Yeah, I mean, maybe I should have had them go first. Like, maybe the selfless decision is always the best decision, right? The frames are a little rough with this game. I'm sorry about that, everyone, but yeah, I feel like it's worth it. The story is playing out so good. A Vulcan named Sustron. Heck yeah, that sounds fun. You're going to do Discovery Starfleet in Star Trek Online. She's going to have some gnarly plasma burns. I think so, Vulcan. Holy crap. That was such an intense moment. We're coming up on another ad break, so let's get a few more minutes in before we like look through anything new. But holy crap. I needed like a moment. I was like going to cry. I can't believe they're okay. That feels, I mean, that they're in safe.
Carter.
I'm okay. I'm okay. But Etzelar.
Here, let me help you.
Oh, man. Yeah. Oh.
Medical. We've got one wounded at my location. Millie.
Oh, man.
Definitely crispy. Hey, it's me!
see you at sickbay.
I'm like, right? You said that I help the doctors. Steam Deck, RimWorld Raise. That sounds
EPS flow is
awesome.
back to nominal levels. The SIF is back up.
How does this affect mission readiness, Mr. Ermot?
Releasing the docking clamps using hull polarity minimized damage to the Resolute. We'll have some last-minute repairs to make, but if we reapportion some of the staff, we can make our departure on time.
I wonder if that'll get us
However,
some points
we are
back
successfully moored to the station.
Good to hear.
with the captain.
Send updates to my ready room. Commander Rydek, with me.
Oh boy. We're about to get reprimanded for not listening to the captain, basically. But we saved those people. Just remember that.
You disobeyed my orders.
I know.
Well?
It was the right decision.
Respectfully, Captain, I made the right choice given the information
You
I had.
disobeyed my orders.
Oh boy.
Not just in front of the bridge crew, but the Starbase staff as well. That's going to get around. My name's already tarnished around the fleet. But what is it going to do to my credibility on this ship? From the top to the bottom. Bridge to lower decks.
This is your ship, and you are the captain. I told you whatever you say goes. And I'll do better, living up to that.
I expect as much from you. You might have won some fans on the bridge with that stuff.
Chicken,
Not everyone. Lieutenant Commander Chovak has already bent my ear.
I'm sure he doesn't.
I felt like we had already put ourselves into such deep water with this captain that I was just like, I don't know if we want to keep like digging our hole deeper. So I'm kind of like trying to back off a little bit because I do still recognize like he's the authority on this ship, and I'm like, you know. But yeah, he's kind of an ass. And he's got the ego is a problem. Like, it was obviously the right decision. Come on. And he was oddly absent when all this was going down. Still had misgivings about his orders being defied, but remained willing to place his trust in the new first officer to live up to expectations.
Take it personally. He'll get over it in time.
Mr. Chovak is more complicated than he would want to admit. I guess we all are. And if I'm being honest, I'm not sure what I would have done in the moment either.
See?
You never really know if you weren't in those shoes. So, let's just boil it down to you did what you had to. That'll have to be good enough for me.
Thank you for understanding, sir. I'm
Time
sure
for
no one
mutiny.
knows the burden of command as well as you do.
I'm sure you will, someday.
I wonder why his reputation is tarnishing, right, Gilly's Bomb?
So if you'll fetch Mr. Ermot, we'll knock out the final details of any outstanding repairs, and then we'll set out for Hotari.
Yes, sir.
Yay! Heck yeah. Sounds good, simple primate. Have fun. All I ask is for a tall ship. That's what it said. People are nodding.
All departments reporting full mission readiness.
Maybe they approve of us a little bit.
We've got our full complement on board.
This is my favorite moment, right now.
The start of a new mission is always full of possibility.
The Orion Syndicate could sell it as a drug.
The frames.
Don't let the Admiralty hear you say that.
Always with the cutscenes, the frames.
Captain on the bridge.
Sit. Sit, everyone. You all know, I'm not big on speeches. We're embarking on the first mission since our refit. Let's make it a good one. Disengage docking clamps.
Docking clamps released.
Thrusters ahead, Mr.
Mustache
AR.
game on point. That's right. Thank you, Lanix. That's awesome to hear. I'm so glad. Did you see the picture Darl put together? It's really good. We should just like show everyone. Warp speed ahead! Ilana's mustache is terrible. It's true. I specifically make a point to have a terrible mustache.
Hey, that should do it. Set a course for the Hotari system. Prepare to go to Warp 8.
Aye, Captain.
You know what? You take this one.
Me?
Engage.
Engage.
Feels good. Terribly long link, yeah, but it's worth it. It's worth it. Hopefully you're not picking that up in the mic. You shouldn't be.
Simple, but effective.
There's my chair.
Easy. Really,
You don't look so good.
She needs an infusion. Yep.
I have to get to sickbay.
Go.
Commander, help me get her inside.
I feel like I'm a little disappointed in her for not like going sooner. She just said it's never going to be a problem. It's never been a problem. That's when you have to take care of it to make sure it's never a problem. But we're going to take a quick little break because I don't want anyone to miss the story. Is good. Self-care is good. We are back. Don't forget to make note of the hot potato. I'm not going until Monday. I'm the second to last slot. So you're going to want to click on that link right there and see the entire lineup. So you can start with 2D Kiri and follow it all the way to me and then Sui for the ending. And I may or may not have helped with the scenario. That means I did. I helped. And it was really fun. And I'm very excited to see how all the streamers like, you know, contribute towards the goals. And I don't know, it's going to be great. And then, of course, as always, we're raising money for Doctors Without Borders throughout the entire event. So if you can come and hang out, not only helps support like some amazing streamers just doing their RimWorld thing, but also raising money for a really incredible cause. And I know not everyone can donate. So, you know, we like to remind you that hanging out is a great way to help support the cause. And then, you know, also a little bit of like my stuff. Go watch my YouTube videos if you want. There's a couple of them. Okay, thanks. So, we read this about Captain Solano. I think we have some new stuff with Lieutenant Bedrosian. What's it say? Yeah, we had some new things pop up with some of the other bridge officers. Because, like, when we made the decision to help the people on the hull, I think that got Jara some favor with, like, each of these people here. So let's check. Lieutenant Bedrosian admired Jara's instincts to protect the crew when Starbase ordered her to disengage the docking clamps, right? And she thought highly of Jara's efforts to explain the complexity of the situation to Captain Solano. was relieved when Jara defied the orders and made her own command decision in the moment. Same thing with Commander Westbrook, who we like maybe weren't quite getting along with before, but he definitely responded positively to Jara's efforts to explain the situation and make her own decision to protect the crew. And then same thing here with Commander Ermot. Respected Jara's rational approach when she defied Captain Solano's orders. Commander Chovak did not approve of Jara's unwillingness to follow protocol when she defied Captain Solano's orders to blow the bolts from the docking clamps. I mean, a Vulcan not liking that we chose not to follow protocol? Okay, makes sense. So following protocol might be better for favor with Chovak? Yeah. And Ensign Calloway was grateful for the guidance. That was very early on. This one bothers me. I think like I really want to try to get Carter in like I feel bad that Ed Solar wanted. Why say you go first? It's your turn, my turn to save you, and then be mad about it. Like, still somewhat surprised after Carter put his own safety ahead of her own. Whatever. It's fine. We got our infusion at sickbay, looks like. Ooh, we're getting our infusion.
Well, that was quite a scare. A few minutes more and it would have been one of the shortest tenures on record for a first officer.
Oh boy.
Is that the engineer that was out on the hull?
That storm did a real number on her, but she'll live. Just needs rest. You should worry about yourself. Your duridium levels got dangerously low and destabilized your cell structure.
Oops.
This is definitely one of the more memorable first days I can think of.
My name is Dr. Aram Duval, Chief Medical Officer. To be honest,
that's my boss.
I've never met a Kobliad before. You're
rare. I know.
I know. Everyone's saying that.
I was going to say special. Your people's numbers have dwindled despite the Federation's efforts to find a more readily available alternative to the duridium you need to survive. Yet you joined Starfleet and managed to thrive. I imagine the responsibility must be overwhelming. Maybe even a burden at times.
I know what it means. And I know the responsibility that comes with it.
Oh, 1 second then. Where? I'm just trying to get the volume mixer. We could go.
Can't be.
See these settings. Huh?
Anything more than who I am.
That
and
should
if someone
help.
has a problem with
Hi, why
that
not?
or expects
Hi, why
something
not?
else,
Because.
then that's their problem, not mine.
That's exactly right. And don't worry, I won't treat you like a science experiment. I just do the science and leave the experiments to Solano.
You don't agree with his methods?
I don't agree with his definition of acceptable risks.
That's my thing.
Not when the lives of your crew are at stake. My professional opinion is that the accident took a toll. More than he's willing to admit. He's
Interesting.
overstressed, operating in the pressure cooker of his own mind. Which is never a good headspace when the lives of your crew are at stake.
For sure.
What concerns me is that now he's even further away from the thing he's been chasing his entire career. Breakthrough discovery. The major innovation. Something he can put his name on. But the more the time passes and the further out of reach it gets, the more risk he'll be willing to take. People become blinded by their own ambition.
Oh boy.
I've seen it happen before.
I hear you. But that's my job, isn't it? To make sure that doesn't happen. and we don't lose sight of the bigger picture.
Is my
Which is
face
exactly
cam
why I'm
covering
so
the
glad you're
decision a lot of the time?
We need you now more than ever. And I have to give you credit for what happened on the bridge. It took guts to defy it.
Should I go bottom left?
Huh. I guess word travels fast around here.
It's a small ship, and everyone's curious about the new XO.
I think that they're not really short-lived. I think that the Derudium has become more scarce, and so it's harder for them to keep up their numbers. Like, I think that it's more, I was thinking of it more as like they just developed some kind of like symbiotic relationship that they need this, and in their home world it was fine, but like we don't really know. It could be that they're what you think, Dr. Sean, that they're short-lived and that this is something that just lets them live more like other race like lifespans. It's been great. Mostly, I think I just want to turn down the music because I think the dialogue is doing well with a boost there, but I think I want the music down. Yeah, we don't quite know, Dr. Sean. It's a good question. We don't quite know. Most of the people that are very familiar with the Star Trek universe, like, there's not as much familiarity with these Kobleiads. This is very rare. I'm sure it's from some other series or movies or whatever. I'm sure it already existed in the Star Trek universe, but like most people in chat were not familiar with this particular alien that the first officer Jara is.
Fortunately, your cell structure is almost completely stabilized. And I'll spare us both the lecture, but I do feel it's my responsibility to remind you, without regular infusions of Deridium, you will not live. It's as simple as that.
Understood.
Then, my work here is done.
Lieutenant Bedrosian.
I came to see if you were okay. We were all pretty worried on the
Yeah,
bridge.
see, I'm covering that right
No one
now.
knew what was happening.
I can't even imagine what it must have looked like. I don't want people to get the wrong impression.
No, not at all. You don't have to feel embarrassed.
I think I am kind of covering the decisions. I think I'm going to try putting my face cam over here as like far into the corner as I can and hope that that's better for the decisions because you can't read it. Oh, but now I'm going to be covering, it should be top left because now I'm going to be covering subtitles. We don't want that. Let's try over here. Let's try over here. I'm seeing a lot of the conversational texts pop up on the top right, and therefore my face cam is covering it, so you're not getting to see the decisions all the time. So we'll just try this. Expanded universe type thing, sort of. So they have made minor appearances since DS9, says Jay. Supposed to be almost extinct, says Vulcan, which I think this is kind of reflecting that. The Kobleiads appeared in 3 episodes of DS9, 1 of Voyager, 1 of TNG, 1 of Enterprise. They're very rare, but like a little bit scattered throughout then. I recognize the facial ridge, like that single ridge, like almost immediately. But of course I had no idea like where or what from because I don't remember like half of the shows. But that's just how I kind of am when it comes to the like TV watching. I'm gonna boost up my lights just a little. Okay, that's better. Okay. I don't think we would have had any new decisions. I just was pausing for the sake of conversation.
Everyone understands this is part of what it means to be Kobleiad. You trusted me earlier with the shields, and I appreciated that.
Okay.
I want you to know that I have your back.
Thank you.
Seems good. This is Carter, our other
Complete the
character in
diagnostic
engineering.
sequence and this shuttle will be cleared for service.
Yes, sir.
The storm in the Hotari region will interfere with our transporters, so we need all available shuttlecraft in working order.
I gotta fix up a shuttle. I don't know how to do
Excuse
that.
me, Commander Trovak.
Petty Officer Maris, I will leave you to your work.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi.
I stopped by sickbay and saw Nilly. I figured you'd want to know.
How are her injuries?
Did the doc get her fixed up?
She's stable. But there's something about the storm's radiation that's making it hard to heal the energy burns.
Oh no. I don't want to hear that.
Doesn't sound good.
She's toughing it out. Dr. Duvall said she'll be back on duty soon, though.
Come on. I have to run the final diagnostic.
This is worse than before. Face cam, Commander UD.
I can't stay long. I've got a long to-do list before we get to Hotari, and things are piling on faster than I can check them off. We're making all our last-minute checks and security, too. Tactical and security are short-staffed.
We'll just have to take things as they come.
Just put it back. That's what you meant, right? Put me back over here. That's fine. If this is the best spot, that makes
Control
sense.
what we can and roll with the punches.
Next thing you're gonna tell me you're listening to Andorian jazz.
No.
The point is, the right time might never come. So, I'm just gonna roll with it. I had a chance to think about this while I was away. Then you and Nilly almost got killed out on the hall. And I thought it was important that I just come out and tell you.
Oh.
Instead of tiptoeing around it. Or worse.
Now, this is just a guess, but you like me. Is that what this is?
How'd you know?
Well, I read it in the
Must have been pretty
game
obvious.
descriptions.
Which is funny because kind of came out of nowhere for me at first.
I'll be nice.
You know, I was
Hi.
hoping.
Hi.
I guess that makes this a little easier to say. We've been really good friends for a long time. I want to see if there's more between us than just being friends.
This is surprising.
This is all kind of unexpected.
I didn't expect this either. But here we are.
I definitely did not expect
And I
this.
didn't want to ignore it. I just figured I'd steer right into it.
Yeah, you know, like I
Well,
almost died earlier on the hull of the
what do you
ship,
think?
so like,
I've been about as direct as I can stomach. You
yeah.
can do that too.
Let's go for it.
I like you too, Miranda. Let's see where this goes.
Okay. I was really hoping you'd say that.
These are uncharted territories.
I'd call it a chemistry experiment.
Ah, chemistry. As a
know,
scientist, I understand that. Let's take it slow.
We can take it slow. It's not a 5-year mission or anything, but we've got plenty of time together.
Well, let's not drag our feet on it.
Oh. I just meant like, let's get to know each other.
I have to get back to that to-do list.
Maybe
They're
she didn't
probably
like
looking
that.
for me.
Can't blame him.
I'll be seeing you.
Bye. Was she interrupting the music for you, Hendy? Thirsty? I mean, if she is, then so are we. I think it's just that we like each other.
Outside Atari space. Helm, bring us out of warp. Dropping to impulse.
Ionic interference surging, Captain.
Oh,
Shield integrity holding.
We can take it.
We are at the correct coordinates to meet the shuttle.
Commander Rydek, find us our diplomat, if you will.
We all
Aye,
thirsty.
Captain. Let's reduce the noise. Filter out environmental signals. I can manually tune what's left for Federation signal types.
I'm just rotating the mouse, okay? That's how you clean the stuff off. Rotate the mouse.
I've located the shuttle.
Opening comms.
On screen.
Shuttle to Resolute. Shuttle to Resolute.
We lose a lot of
Debris field.
frames.
Lost maneuvering.
Debris field. Oh no.
Losing.
I can't get it any clearer.
Why don't we just like beam them in or something?
Won't get a transporter lock.
Oh.
It's just not happening.
Okay.
Power
I
up the
answered that
tractor beam.
question.
We'll pull them directly into the docking bay.
Okay. I like that. Oh. It's the new person.
You good to run the tractor emitter?
Yes, sir.
Oh boy, we have to run a tractor emitter now. I don't know how to do this.
First thing, lock onto the shuttle and stabilize the rotation.
I don't know how. Oh, okay. Stabilize. Stabilized. Pull them in. What about that asteroid? Oh, what about that asteroid?
I'm on it.
Wait, get this one. Get this one. What? Get it. What am I doing? Oh. It doesn't tell you. It doesn't tell you what you're doing. You just have to figure it out. Get it. Get it. Get it. Did I fail? I think I failed.
That's gonna take out the shuttle.
I think I
Here's the
failed.
bridge. There's a large piece of debris headed for the shuttle.
fine.
The tractor beam can't handle it.
Can our shields take it?
Everything's
I believe so.
I think I failed. I think that was me.
Plot an intercept course.
I don't think I was fast enough figuring it out. What? What? What am I doing?
Go. Maneuvering thrusters bearing 53 Mark 17.
Squid,
200
thank you so
meters
much
on
for
an
the 100
intercept
bits.
course.
I don't know where the alert is.
Got it.
Whoa. Someone's working hard on the bridge.
We just used the ship to get the asteroid out of the way. Okay. Tractor beam. Captain, we've detected an anomaly on the holodeck. Safety protocols been disabled. Yeah, that seems to always happen in Star Trek. Like, who's disabling
Captain,
all the
we've
safety
detected an
protocols?
anomaly on the holodeck. Safety protocols have been disabled. Jad's side.
We've got the shuttlecraft on board.
Good job.
Tractor beam. Ooh, it's our diplomat.
Terra firma, so to speak.
Ambassador Spock.
Is that Spock? I was wondering if that was supposed to be Spock. Holy heck. Hi. Doesn't quite look like Leonard
The
Nimoy.
captain will be right down to meet you, sir.
In that case,
Okay, yes it does.
I will wait for you here.
Okay. Me too.
Well, let me be the first to say, welcome to the Resolute, Ambassador.
Thank you, Petty Officer.
Carter? Carter Diaz. Sir.
I am pleased to meet you, Petty Officer Carter Diaz. It appears I have you to thank for my safe arrival. Your assistance arrived not a moment too soon, if I may say so.
All in a day's work, Ambassador. This is what I'm here for.
Quite dutifully. We thought we were prepared for our arrival.
He didn't
in
like
Osiris
that?
space, but it is evident my craft was not sufficiently robust for such intense ionic activity.
Almost sounds like him too, really.
Storm has been pretty intense.
There was an element that was most unusual. Before you came to our aid, our maneuvering thrusters and impulse engines were rendered inoperable.
Excuse
so
me?
we attempted a short traversal at warp speed, only to find that we could not achieve warp at all, even though our diagnostics computer showed no faults or anomalies. What do you make of that? When all indications say that warp speed is possible, but in practice, we find it is not.
This storm is weird.
Well, this storm is one of the strangest phenomena we've ever encountered. It's disrupted other systems. Who knows what it might do to a warp drive?
Yes, it would seem further investigation is called for.
Take readings, run some additional diagnostic checks, and we'll get to the bottom of this.
Quite logical, Petty Officer Diaz.
What is this
Thank
that
you.
he does?
Ambassador
what is
Spock.
that? What is
Excuse
that?
me.
Is that a thing?
I'm honored to have you aboard. I'd like to get right to it. We're already behind.
I don't know that thing. He did it before too. And I commented, or I copied it then. I don't really know what it means. Judging by the uniforms before Time Traveler Spock, roughly a decade after DS9. So just normal Ambassador Spock, not time traveling Spock.
Ambassador Spock, my senior staff. It's not every day that a captain gets to welcome a Starfleet legend aboard.
For real?
You flatter me, Captain Solano. But legend implies the past tense, whereas I am very much focused on our present circumstances.
I didn't mean to suggest you were stuck in the past.
These cutscenes
You're
get
right,
a little
Ambassador.
bit frame drops.
Most diplomatic choice of words.
Your experience comes from the past. But our present situation calls for it.
I know,
True
Leonard
enough.
Nimoy, such a
We
legend.
were hoping you could fill us in on
I was
the
just
details.
thinking that squid.
We got the basics from Starfleet. Two formerly peaceful neighbors are now on the brink of war.
Indeed, and the tension between them grows fiercer by the hour.
Was he from Boston? I didn't know
Olivia
that.
and Hotari. The Illydians are the more advanced species.
Ooh.
They made first contact with the Hotari over a century ago.
Ooh.
This is Tau, the Hotari moon.
How?
It is rich in dilithium, and for decades, the Hotari and the Illydians have shared a mining operation there. The Illydians provide the technological resources, while the Hotari have served as the labor force.
Okay.
The stability of that arrangement was the source of their peace, until recently. The Hotari have suddenly and forcefully seized control of the mining operations and expelled the Illydians from their system. That is the
Hold on. When I tab out, it pauses. So sorry about that.
official story, as told by the Hotari when they requested Federation mediation. But the details remain scant. Communications between all parties have been limited by the ionic interference.
Have the Lydians retaliated?
Have the Illydians retaliated against the Hotari? Or taken any action against them?
Surprisingly, they have not yet responded in kind. And they were open to a Federation presence. But it is unlikely the relatively primitive Hotari forces would stand a chance against the Illydian fleet in open war.
Oh, yeah.
Left unchecked, this conflict will result in more bloodshed.
Sounds
which is
good.
what
See
we
you,
are
Dr.
here to
Sean.
prevent.
And the dilithium trade hangs in the balance.
Clearly, the Hotari have been exploited in this relationship.
Maybe we can persuade them peace is the more profitable alternative for
Yeah.
everyone.
I was
They're both
thinking the
profitable
same
for the
thing.
mines. And for the Hatari, something is better than nothing. Peace is our objective, after all.
But they don't want peace.
That is correct.
That's...
The Hotari just won their independence. It's hard to believe they would give that up just for profit.
Yeah.
I agree. It would be exceedingly difficult to bring the Hotari to that position.
Neither the Elydians or the Hotari are members of the Federation, so we can't make them do anything.
There is an additional complicating factor I should mention. In the past, the Federation has relied on the Elydians as a source of dilithium.
Of course.
That certainly changes things.
We have a financial pocket
Federation
in the...
sources its dilithium from a lot of places.
Yeah, and this is one of them.
We're culpable or we won't be trusted. I feel like we won't be trusted.
That means the Hotari
How are
have
we,
no reason
like,
to trust us.
gonna...
I wouldn't go that far, Commander.
We are completely neutral in this matter, on neither one side nor the other. Any suggestion otherwise would compromise our position. Given the Federation's involvement in the Elydium dilithium trade,
That was
Captain
positive.
Solano and
That's
I
interesting.
must make every effort to appear neutral in these negotiations.
What worries me is if this whole thing unravels and we're at the mercy of the storm at less than full strength.
We can't let it come to that.
Considering what the Ion Storm has done to our ship and the Ambassador's shuttle, we have to assume the Elydian fleet has had problems with it as well. This recent surge in the energy disturbance temporarily levels the playing field.
Commander Westbrook is correct. The energy anomalies around the Hotari systems have been noted in the past. But they have never been observed on the orders of magnitude we have seen in recent weeks.
This buys us some time. I don't know
If
about
it's keeping
perfect
the two
storm.
sides talking instead of shooting at each other, that actually helps us negotiate a peace.
And we'll take advantage of that as long as it works in our favor.
And when it doesn't?
All the more reason to learn as much about it as we can while we are here. We do not want to be caught unprepared, should the energy anomaly continue to fluctuate. So I trust we understand our circumstances.
We're operating on a strict timetable here.
well as
we're
we're
going
going
leaving
to.
for the negotiations shortly. Commander Westbrook, I want you to leverage our systems to investigate the anomaly from here while we're gone.
Aye, Captain.
Okay.
Thank you all.
Dismissed.
I want to speak to both of you privately.
Ambassador Spock, I'd like to make a formal introduction. My first officer, Commander Jara Rydek.
Commander, as you are aware, there are limits to what Captain Solano and I can do in our official capacity as representatives of the Federation. But someone in an unofficial capacity, your first officer, for example, would not be bound by those restrictions.
Oh boy.
Commander
Excuse me?
Rydek could ingratiate herself to certain parties behind the scenes, where they may be more candid in revealing information that could lead to a resolution.
She certainly goes her own way. Maybe that helps in this case. It would
Whatever
be
it
unconventional.
takes.
I'm perfectly happy to work outside the lines.
And by extension, you will be doing your duty, Commander.
Just not too far outside the lines. Well, I hope Commander Rydek will have more luck finding out what really happened than we will through official diplomatic channels.
The fate of the negotiations, the interests of the Federation, and the prospect for peace may very well depend on it.
Oh, definitely, Henday. Definitely. Are we here? Is that Tau? Moon?
Mr. Diaz, I understand you have already discussed the warp drive failure with Ambassador Spock?
I have.
It is imperative that the Ambassador's shuttle be flight ready. I need you both to ascertain the root cause of the system failures he encountered.
I'm surprised, Commander. I thought you would have wanted to work on Ambassador Spock's shuttle yourself.
I respect the Ambassador and his many accomplishments, but I do not derive any satisfaction from interacting with his shuttle as if it were somehow transubstantiated through its association with him. Especially when I have the entirety of this starship to concern myself with. I am not the chief engineer of this shuttlecraft.
I want to do it. It's fine.
The ambassador asked me to take a look, and I'm ready to crack this thing open.
Good. You could learn from Mr. Diaz's
Hi, Colonel Wolf. Colonel Wolf.
Notes.
Wow.
Then I will leave you to it. Make note of any abnormalities in your report. Carry on.
One nice thing about Vulcans. Chovak is the only person who didn't look at this and treat me like I was something to pity.
Oh.
Doc says I should get used to it. Doesn't mean I want to be reminded of it every minute of the day.
I'm sorry, Nelly.
I'm
Heck,
sorry,
that was not the right decision.
Now that sounds like self-pity, and I'm even less interested in that.
Millie. Okay.
Let's just crack the
Colonial,
shuttle open and see
I know.
what we're dealing with.
Colonel. I know the word, I swear. I'm
ready to go?
I know, but she was
All
mad
set.
that I didn't
Let's run the diagnostic.
let her go first and take care of her first. So I thought she wanted that. Tab control, diagnostics, please. Begin the diagnostic. I didn't realize my fingers, okay.
So, I know about your talk with Miranda.
You do?
She sent me a priority 1 dispatch right after your conversation. I'm happy for you.
Ooh.
Both of you.
Oh, thanks.
But I'm only going to tell you this once. Don't screw this up. Because I would be very unhappy if you tried this out and then, I don't know, 6 weeks or 6 days later, I have to start splitting holidays between the two of you. All because things went south and you're not on speaking terms. That just isn't gonna work for me. And I know you'll respect that.
Yeah, that won't happen.
That's not gonna happen, okay? And why are you even going there? We haven't even gone on a date yet.
I just want you to know where I stand.
Yeah, it feels like really aggressive.
I like my friends and I like our group. I don't want to lose that. Is that thing done?
Yeah, it's wrapping up. Let's see. The relays along the primary EPS are blown. The backup relays are all intact.
An EPS overload from the warp drive could cause that. But how did the shuttle end up dead in the water?
Huh. Well, maybe the ship's data recorder can tell us something.
Let's look at the data recorder, people. Am I not clicking on it?
Here.
They were only about 8 minutes from their plotted warp point. No faults, just those warnings.
What are they?
What are they?
Subspace
I don't have
variance
to read
out
it.
of tolerance. What does that mean?
It means the main navigation array lost sight of space somehow.
Will the
Lost
array going
sight
offline
of
cause that?
space.
Yes, but it should have also thrown a fault code.
The warp field became inverted suddenly.
I've seen this happen when the center warp coil cracks.
A cracked warp coil throws a fault code.
Still, we should take a look.
There was a complete warp cascade failure.
Wow. They're lucky the shuttle didn't turn inside out.
Makes me think the computer panicked on the warp field equation.
Any one of these failures should have thrown a fault.
If it was caused by a system failure.
None of this caused the relays to blow. Roll forward to when that happened.
Yes, ma'am.
So here, they take a moment to get their bearings and they attempt to re-engage the warp drive.
There. That's the relays blowing.
And look, there's another warp system alert.
They're all the same. Subspace variance out of tolerance, or warp inversions. Finally, there's a complete warp cascade failure.
Then it's
Same
one
thing.
of two things. Either a warp coil is cracked or the navigation array is offline.
That makes sense.
Divide and conquer. You want to check the warp coils or the navigation array? I'll check the other. Let's not overcomplicate this. One of these systems is likely broken.
Let's check the warp coils.
I'll check the nacelles for a cracked coil.
Tricorder usage. Your tricorder can record and analyze data. Looking through it will reveal the unseen. Use 2 to equip or holster your tricorder. Use left click to scan glowing objects. You must be close to some objects to scan them. She's already had plasma burns. I'd let her do the coils. No, remember she's mad at me for like letting her let me go first. Reza, hi. Oh no. You gotta be close to some objects to scan them. Watch the frame of the screen to see if you're too far away. Okay. What am I? I'm probably too far away, right? Anomaly targeted. Deep scan. Some objects you scan will activate a deep scan. Running a deep scan. During a deep scan, Q and E switch between different scan modes to search for glowing objects. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this like mini game and find glowing objects. The mode indicators on the tricorder will blink if there's an object to find in that mode. Okay, so Q and E to switch between different scan modes. The modes will blink if there's an object to find. Mode indicators, when you have scanned all the objects, the frame will change color. Hold right click to analyze the data and finish the scan. All right, I think we got that. Wait. Okay. Wait, is there more? There's another one somewhere. Complete scan.
I checked every coil on the port nacelle for imbalances. If any coil in either engine were cracked, I would have detected it. So, it must be the navigation array.
Except it's not. Checked and double-checked.
Well, the readings don't lie.
Here comes the security detail for the way team.
So... Oh, hi.
Hey.
Hey.
I'm not here.
Oh, no.
We're escorting the negotiating team to the surface as soon as they come down from the bridge. I don't want to interrupt some important work. I was just hoping to see you before I go. The captain and the others will be here any minute now. Should be an interesting ride down to the surface.
You have the important job.
You're the one with the important job.
Oh,
to do.
no.
Keeping the
That's
captain
not what I
safe.
meant.
And
I meant you have
ambassador
an
Spock.
important job.
It doesn't always feel
I
that
also
way.
have an important job.
Baking in the hot sun, standing guard next to an empty shuttlecraft. But it has its moments.
Hey, Maris. Aren't these those button pushers you're always hanging out with?
And you're the phaser jockeys we always beat in Parisi squares, right?
All aboard
Phaser
for Hotari.
jockeys.
That another one of the captain's railroad things?
Gotta be. I just usually zone out by the time he gets to the whole steam engines were the warp drives of their day part.
He likes
Catch y'all later.
trains. Prediction and if
You
she
don't wanna
dies
miss
or
your
no.
train.
Yeah, do it.
I do have to go. Not gonna lie, I'd rather not leave right now. More important things on my mind.
Do I kiss her? Do I kiss her? Do I wait? I'll be waiting.
Go on.
I
Do your
panicked.
job.
I'm sorry.
I'll be right here waiting for you when you get back.
You better be.
In front of all of our bosses?
Be seeing you.
Like, first kiss in front of all of our bosses at work.
Etzelarda Diaz. If you could float back down to reality, we still have a ways to go. All right.
But I was
where
very
were we?
tempted. I was so
The
tempted.
warp
I
coils
didn't
and the
know.
navigation array are fine, but the nav computer doesn't seem to think so.
I'm out of ideas short of field stripping the shuttle from bow to stern.
You want to take this out of the shuttle and throw it on the bench?
Oh, real hands-on maintenance. I like it. Okay, the nav computer is patched into the ship.
The ship's computer can double-check our work. If the shuttle's nav computer is putting out false data, we'll know it.
Let's look at this real quick. Fixing Raven says it's Star Trek. They never hide their PDA. That's a good point. In Star Trek, they're always doing things that I'm like, that is so inappropriate. Like when Riker gets into like relationships when they're on like away missions and stuff. And I'm like, that's so inappropriate. What are you doing right now? We're dropping some frames, but I'd really like to check to see if we had any like additional relationship progress.
Oh, it's you. Well, you can come in, but don't touch anything.
Oh. Hi again, Havako. I guess when you resubbed, you didn't say anything else, so it just went off now. Someone went big. Oh, what? Holy crap. Me, LOL. I have lots, so I go in on the predictions. Nice, emo. Okay, so it says that Edselar heard Carter's apology for going first on the hole and wants to move past it. Which I'm like, I'm not that crazy about that, but fine. We have that Miranda, who we're now doing a prediction about whether or not Miranda dies. Is our love interest gonna die on the away mission? Miranda loved Carter's romantic side when they were saying goodbye in the docking bay. So they appreciated the fact that I said I'll be waiting for you. Chovak approved of Carter's eagerness to work on Ambassador Spock's shuttle, and Ambassador Spock was not terribly impressed by Carter's use of the tractor beam to rescue his shuttle. But he was struck by Carter's modesty and work ethic. Yeah, I didn't do that great with the tractor beam. We know this. I didn't do that great with the tractor beam, as we had to like use the ship to kind of get one of the asteroids out of the way because I wasn't fast enough catching on to the mini game. And it's your 10 points versus Emo's millions. I love my bet. Seems like you and Reza.
You silly flammy.
Right, sis? Hi, good to see you. Frames, please. We are dropping some frames with this game, but the story has been really awesome so far, and it just doesn't have like any like optimization options. So like there's no way for me to really improve it, but it's been really fun and a cool story so far. And so like, you know, if you're here for it, I think we keep at it, you know. Plus I went all in with the cosplay. Yes. Correct. We're definitely, the game is definitely causing some rendering issues like lag. And so we're definitely seeing some of that across the board. But like, it should be catching up during moments like this because right now there's no frames. So for those of you that don't know, because I run ads on the channel, there's never any pre-rolls on the channel. So you can do a refresh at any time, whether you're a subscriber or not. You won't get an ad because we take those ad breaks to turn off those pre-rolls, right? So one of the nice things is that means you can refresh right now if you need to like catch up to be a little bit closer to like real time with the stream. But like I said, it's kind of like an unfortunate thing with this game because the game's been awesome so far, but like that's not awesome and they could have done better about offering some like frame rate caps or some other like quality options to make it more accessible to different computers, right? Stream Nillo, Stream Hackin' Nillo. Hi, thank you so much for your tier 3 for 31 months on a 31-month streak. That's incredible. That's incredible. You're a hackin' legend, and I appreciate you so much. And just for you, this game right here is actually the first time I've ever played like a narrative choices matter type of game. I've actually never played a game like this before because I do tend to play a lot of a few specific types of categories of genres of games. But I'm loving this. And like we've just discussed, for a cosplay stream, like a narrative story game is really fun because it kind of fits with the theme. So I'm definitely really enjoying it. But I do apologize for the frame rate stuff. So if you do need to do a refresh at any point, definitely do it. We already read about Carter. I think we've done all of these. There's nothing new there. So let's resume.
Shuttle's logs again. Running now.
Running through the shuttle's logs again? Okay.
Same. Warp field inversion and a cascade failure. However, the Resolute computer doesn't show the same subspace variance.
We're in the same conditions that the shuttle was in when it failed. Why wouldn't the ship's computer get a matching result?
What if the subspace variance was a momentary occurrence?
That's a possibility, and it would explain why the simulation under our current sensor readings failed to reproduce the issue.
But a subspace anomaly strong enough to cause a warp field collapse would leave graviton ripples for days.
What?
Let's run with the momentary subspace variance theory for now. Roll forward to the shuttle's attempt to re-engage the warp drive. We need the conditions of space around the shuttle at the moment of warp failure.
Resuming simulation.
What is happening with the science? What is happening? So the anomalies that were detected, there weren't actually any issues with the shuttle's navigation or warp coils. So now what? What are we doing right now? It's a little bit... She just keeps saying anomaly. Okay, we'll do this again.
Error in warp field calculation. Cochrane formula variables are out of range.
That right there. Take the shuttle sensor data from that moment.
Computer, why did the warp field calculation fail?
Warp field pressure returned non-orthogonal. Results are undefined.
That doesn't help.
Wait, what if we use a different ship?
Put the Resolute into the simulation instead of the shuttle.
Yeah, it should warp just fine. Unless... Computer, run the simulation with the Resolute.
Resolute simulated.
Computer, give me manual control on the warp power.
Okay, so we're gonna see if the same thing happens with the Resolute.
Static field intensity, warp 1.1. 1.2.
Oh.
3. Warp pressure is destabilizing. Error in warp field calculation. The warp...
We'll pause right there because people are going to miss it with the ad break. I'm not ending here. It'll just take a second and then it will give you the berries. Yeah, Mod Squad representing is right. Mod Squad kicking butt with words on stream today. Thank you so much for taking that break, everyone. I got myself some Christmas Eve tea, which is actually great, like all the time. But it's a herbal tea. I put some honey in there. It's gonna hopefully help continue the voice for many more hours of gaming and hanging out. Hopefully. Jerry Mondu, hi. Spencer Abram, hi. Jonifer, hi. Master Pilot Wash, hi. I don't know if you heard my highs because there was an ad break. Hi. Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I don't know if I missed anything else, but I appreciate you being here. Thank you for being here. I am Bajoran. If you don't know, I'm Bajoran. I have my little nose ridges. I have my fancy earring. I'm a Starfleet science officer. I saw Star Trek, so I came instantly. That's right. My berries say I only have 15. Did you... I don't know. Okay. Based on the screenshots, I've seen a snippet of this on stream, but I remember nothing about it. I also saw some snippets of this streamed by FG Squared, but like there's a lot to the story and I did not see very much to know the story. It was very lurky, right? You don't even make jam with berries. I want to make jam, but I eat them too fast. Okay, the tea is definitely hot, so let's play some, and then we'll drink more tea.
Experienced a system-wide cascade failure. Warp field collapsed.
Yep.
Subspace variance is out of tolerance. Cochrane formula results are undefined.
Bingo.
What-o?
The same moment when the shuttle failed to warp, so did the ship.
Okay.
Whatever happened to the shuttle just happened to us.
It was this...
The Resolute will not sustain warp.
Yeah.
We can't leave Hotari space.
Which means we're stuck here? Better than some of the original Trek movies, which are downright terrible. Some of them are kind of hard to watch. Resolute appears in Star Trek Online. Nice. Yeah, that's our ship. We're a science vessel named the Resolute. And we play an engineering officer named Carter and a senior officer, the first officer named Jara.
Ambassador Spock, Captain Solano.
First
Welcome
commander.
to Hotari.
Whatever.
We are honored you have come.
Commanding officer.
My name is Tyler Saltaris, Minister of Diplomatic Affairs.
The honor is ours, and this is Commander Jara Rydick, first officer aboard the USS Resolute.
There you go, that's her title.
You'll find she has a keen mind and unique insight into the dynamics between the Hotari and the Illydians.
We are honored to be here as representatives of the Federation.
I'm so glad.
These must be the representatives of the mighty Federation.
Boy.
The reigning authority in the galaxy. Or so we've been led to believe. Whether that's true or not remains to be seen.
Has arrived.
But
everyone
either
say
way,
hello.
We're grateful you've made the time to come to our little corner of the universe.
And you are?
This is Galvin, and this is Citron, the heroes of the revolt in the mines.
The heroes of the revolt in the mines, okay. Yeah, definitely some issues with frame drops during these scenes.
Let's hope this is the last time we ever have to come here.
Oh boy.
If you'll excuse me.
This is the part you saw.
We're about to begin.
We're going to be getting into negotiations.
I don't know what we're walking into here. But that guy was something.
Something about his tone
Firelin,
tells
hi.
me this won't be easy.
That was my sense as well.
I doubt he speaks for all of Hotari. So I would urge patience until we speak with their queen.
I think all the games are broken, Darryl, because of the lag. I could just turn them off, but it's been broken for days, you know? I did a little bow. And then the drop frames made me stuck there. Show deference. I bowed. Turn spin off. Okay. Heist was also lagging. And having some issues when people joined, but you know, at least it gives us one game while I figure out what the heck is going on with the bot and why it's so laggy. I really like your idea, Darryl, about reaching out in the for a support in the Discord. I'm already in there, so I will look into that. Imagine game pause for Twitch chat to vote for your choices ahead. Yeah. It would be very slow moving. There are some games that have Twitch integration where you can like let Twitch choose all the choices. And I like to do it sometimes, but not all the time because it makes like everything take a really long time. Double heists are not good. Yeah. When they're doubled up and then like it says like you can't enter because there's one going, and I am still sick, so. Yeah, because spin at least has delay, yeah, but they said that it didn't return anything at all. Holy heck. I feel like I missed a lot of things in chat. You enjoyed them, Vexing Raven, the JJ Trek films? See, I enjoyed them for what they were. I definitely like them. Ad says, how goes it? It's going really well, other than the fact that this game is really not, like, optimize. Like there's no settings that I can change to like deal with the frames rate issues, and that's really frustrating because like I'm enjoying it a lot and I would love to like finish it on stream, but part of me like another day, because we're probably not gonna finish the whole game today, right? But like I don't know if we will because of the frames rate. I don't know. Spin doesn't pay out, but then double heist does. Doubt double heist would. Yeah. Better than the Star Wars JJ films. Yeah. I mean, there's only so much we can do while the bot is this delayed, and we'll just kind of have to roll with it. I mean, the games are rigged and the points don't really matter anyway, right? Because I just like give away bonus points berries all the time. No, I still have my Bajoran nose. I'm just trying not to overemphasize the fact the slight, like, you know, you can kind of like, I have the lighting down a little bit today because you can definitely see it. Like, you can see it. It's not the best, you know, but it's still there. I'm still doing my full cosplay. I just wish that I had, like, you know, I don't know, like stage makeup or something where they can like better, like, you know, it's, I guess people that are professional cosplayers are probably more familiar with what you would need to use a prosthetic. Yeah, to blend. Exactly. Blended it in so well, I didn't notice. Yeah, it's definitely like... Yeah, I was almost thinking like you need like clay. Like you almost like, I almost need like a heavy foundation cover up. And I don't use anything heavy. I use everything is very lightweight because I don't want to like clog up my face. So it's like the opposite of what I have. And I started, you know, but now probably CGI. Oh, yeah. I gifted everyone 2,000 berries. I tried blending it with makeup and cover up. That's what I used. I used a lot of makeup and cover up to do the blending. And it works to some extent, but like you need something thicker to almost like paint the edges on. It's interesting. I wonder, you know, if there's a way to do it, but I'm sure there is because we see people do very in-depth face prosthetics all the time. So Enoch, hi, how are you? Good to see you.
Ambassador Spock, welcome to Holtari Prime.
The honor is mine, Your Majesty.
That the Federation would send one of their most respected representatives is not only an honor to the Holtari people and their queen, but a recognition of our stature and importance.
Let's get on with it, shall we? With all due respect to the Federation and their ambassador, they have no authority here. We are not members of their alliance. We are not subject to their rule, nor yours. We demand the immediate return of all mining operations to Elydian control, as it has been for centuries and will be for centuries more. That has always been our understanding.
That understanding has changed.
Then you invite war.
And if you cannot remain silent, you will be silenced. But his point is well taken. What is the Federation's interest in this matter? Perhaps you would have us trade one oppressor for another?
The Federation remains neutral. Our only interest is the peaceful resolution of this conflict. We are here at your request, Your Majesty.
For now.
Saying this wouldn't be easy was an understatement.
Yep.
I thought they wanted us here.
Not now.
Was there something you wanted to say, Captain?
Yeah.
Oh, no. My apologies.
And what about the Kobliad?
She's not
She can speak for herself, can't she? Then let her.
Oh boy. Hello? I feel nervous for her.
Now then, what is your name?
Commander Jara Rydek, Your Majesty.
Being a Kobliad, you would know better than anyone. Your people suffered brutal treatment at the hands of the Cardassians.
Oh boy.
Their injustice towards the Kobliad is as unimaginable as it is unforgivable. Not unlike how we have been treated by the Elydians.
As much as they'd have you believe they are the victims here, remember it was the Hotari who attacked us. Hundreds of innocent Elydians were slaughtered without mercy in those mines.
The blood is on their hands, not ours.
Quiet!
This is a very intense
If after
situation.
all the Kobliad suffered, you finally had the chance to right that wrong, to get out from under their control, would you take it? Or would you negotiate a peace?
Wow. What do you think, chat? Would I right the wrong? Would I seek peace? I feel like I'd seek peace.
There is no remedy for what the Kobliad suffered.
It is interesting. They
fear
look like
who we might
Bajorans
have
were also
become in
oppressed by
pursuit of it.
Cardassians.
There is no justice if the oppressed become the oppressor. So I would willingly accept a peaceful resolution if it were offered. That is the real opportunity.
Frames.
Perhaps, Commander Rydak. Perhaps. Unfortunately, that was not the case, was it?
No, it was not.
Peace is often elusive to those who need it most. The Federation is the most powerful, most advanced alliance in the galaxy. It's widely known we have an abundance of dilithium in our mines. And it's in your interest to secure a steady supply.
Your Majesty, if I may.
Ambassador Spock would have us believe you're here as a neutral party
Yeah,
in the
see,
interest of
that's what I
peace.
thought.
So why are you really here? I want the truth, not your Federation rhetoric.
Oh boy. Dilithium is a factor.
It's possible the Federation has an interest in both peace and securing a steady source of dilithium. One does not preclude or prevent the other. But that's just my personal opinion.
Given the Federation has done business with the Elidians for decades,
I don't know if that was
I
the
would
right
agree.
choice, but I
It's
feel like that was
entirely
honest.
possible, if not highly likely.
And I'm trying to gain their favor.
Well,
like,
they
I
haven't
want them
said,
to.
but cannot
Oh,
deny.
my
It's a
own
simple
people hated
truth.
that.
The dilithium trade would not and will no longer exist without
I want the Queen to trust me.
Lydian involvement. We created it for the benefit of everyone, especially the Hotari. We've given them warp technology. We've let them share in the profits.
Is
We've
this
made
just like
their
a
lives
slideshow?
infinitely better than before dilithium was discovered. All of that goes away if the Federation turns a blind eye to their treachery.
That is enough of your lies! The Hotari are quite capable of running the mines. We've done so for centuries. So tell me, who deserves control of the dilithium trade and the mines on Tau? Who should the Federation recognize? The Hotari or the Elidians?
We
can only be one or the other, not both.
If I have to choose only one, then it would have to be the Hotari.
Well said. How could the just and wise Federation make any other choice?
This is an outrage. The Federation has lost all credibility.
The mines are ours. Lydia will not be deterred. We will take back our
They
mines
were doing
by
all
any
the
means
work.
necessary.
Then you will see more blood spilled.
I am more than willing to address your concerns, Your Majesty. Yours as well, Representative. But I suggest we could have a more productive conversation.
Yeah, Spock
with a
needs to
smaller
get
group.
involved.
Perhaps only the most essential representatives.
Oh.
I suppose there is some sense to that.
Hi, Bobo. Can we get a ban on Bobo?
I hope we meet again, Jara Ryder.
That was really bad. I'm gonna get kicked off the ship. I'm gonna get kicked off the Resolute because I keep doing everything the captain doesn't want. Typical Bajoran trying to silence
Spock and I
me.
will cover everything on the diplomatic front. You make nice with the locals and see if you can get some answers. We need to find out why the Hotari are so willing to risk war. What happened in those mines?
Okay. Is Garrick in this game? I don't think so. I kind of wish, though.
Soothing.
Really? You had to add that to the game? All right, let's speak with Sidron.
Commander, I'm glad you've chosen to side with the Hotari. I knew the Federation would see through the Elidians' baseless claims and protect the interests of my people.
I'm not on either
To be
side.
clear, I'm not on either side of this conflict. Our only interest is peace.
I will keep that in mind.
We are definitely here for peace.
I assume you were there the day the mines were seized from the Elidians.
Not seized. Reclaimed.
Of course.
And restored to their rightful owners. Yes, I was there. We had to be decisive. Before the Elidians could even realize their worst nightmare was upon them.
Were the Hotari miners armed?
I had to
during the
make a
revolt?
quick decision. I was
I'm
drinking
just
tea.
trying to understand how it happened.
If by that you mean armed with centuries of abuse and exploitation at the hands of the Elidians, then yes.
So they use their bare
Which doesn't
hands.
really answer my question.
We had them vastly overwhelmed from the start. They respect one thing above all else, and that is force. The greater the force, the more certain the outcome. Any talk of making peace is just that, and worth little without the strength to secure it. Which makes me wonder about your ship, the Resolute. Undoubtedly the Federation's finest warship.
Oh, yeah.
Ready to contend with anything the Elidians might have in store.
Definitely.
Or is that not true? Maybe I misjudged it.
The Resolute can hold its own.
I wouldn't say state of the art, but the Resolute is plenty capable and can hold its own against just about anything.
Let's hope so. Because at the moment,
Babo, you're
it's
gonna
the
ask
only
me to
thing
pick
preventing
one
them from
captain?
wiping us off the map.
I'm gonna have to pick
A
Picard.
pleasure meeting you, Commander. I'm sure
But, like,
we'll cross paths again.
I haven't even seen the Picard show. I have a lot of appreciation for Janeway. I don't know. That's too hard. I have to pick Picard, but you know. Yeah, Janeway's up there for sure. Sulu. Ensign Kim would be a good captain. Hi,
Commander
Tylus.
Rydek, I'm encouraged to see the Federation supporting my people. I'm afraid of what might happen without your help.
Thank Ambassador Spock.
If anyone deserves thanks,
Panicked.
it's Ambassador Spock. No one is more invested in negotiating a peaceful settlement to this conflict than he is.
I'm so glad. We need his help before the situation escalates further than it already has. It's been very trying. I saw you speaking with Sidron, our national hero.
Let's take a quick second. You said, Babo says correct answer. The Picard show it's good, but it definitely isn't great. It has great episodes and moments, but has some duds too. That's fair. I definitely intend to watch it. It's just one of those, like, whether or not you have, the right streaming services to access it, if that makes sense. I liked on Voyager when she did fencing with Admiral Sulu. War criminal. Picard, then Cisco, then Saru from Discovery. Interesting. I think mine might be Picard, Janeway, Cisco. Never that crazy about Kirk. Yeah, I did always really like Cisco. Archer, yeah, happen to like Archer. I liked Archer too, but not enough to be more favorite than these other captains. Kirk is before my time too, Hendy, and like I don't resonate with the original series as much as I do TNG and beyond. I think in part because of that, because it's harder to go back to the original series when you start with the later shows. But I have a lot of appreciation for it, of course, and have definitely had a lot of enjoyable moments watching it. It did not age nearly as well as TNG did. Absolutely agreed, Vexing Raven. Absolutely agreed. Picard, you watched some of that? Yeah. Yeah. That was my thing, is like TNG was like a part of my like youth, you know? Like it was in my house. We would watch as a family, you know? We had DVDs. I feel Picard would convince me to fight a war. Janeway would get me home safe afterwards. Yes. Yes, Squid. Yes. Yes. We should quote that. All right, let's see if any of our decisions, well, we already know some of our decisions have made people not like us. So let's read about that. So this is for Jara. Because, yeah, we don't have anything new over here for Carter. So, okay, here we go. Ambassador Spock thought that Jara performed well under pressure when she was being questioned by the Hotari Queen. Okay. Lieutenant Bedrosian. Why are you here? Is there something new here? No. Captain Solana thought Jara handled a complex situation as well as could be expected when the Hotari Queen put her on the spot in the Queen's chamber. Oh. Those are actually not that bad, and I thought that it was bad. So it's kind of nice to have this like actual like feedback, because it wasn't green, so I thought it was bad, but it's not bad. It's just not good. Tumbleweed, congrats.
I'm curious, what did he say?
He seems to be of the opinion that negotiating for peace is a waste of time.
Because force is the only blunt instrument he understands. He's a miner, not a diplomat. For the first time in our history, the Hotari have the upper hand. We see ourselves as strong instead of downtrodden. New voices have risen up. Old voices shouted down. Galvin and Sidron have become national heroes. Now they have the Queen's ear. Better or worse?
You don't trust them? They took your place, or they're against peace?
I take it they're against a negotiated peace with the Illidians.
Heroes tend to want more of what made them heroic. If it were up to them, they'd wage all-out war and bring ruin upon us all. My fear has been that the Illidians will launch an attack and crush us.
Yeah, that's my fear too.
No doubt. They could have retaken the mines whenever they wanted to, but it never happened. And as strange as this may sound, I'd almost say they're afraid.
Yeah, why are they afraid?
Don't know what they're afraid of. It's still the same bluster and bravado you would expect from them. But it has no teeth. Like they're afraid of what might happen.
The Ion Storm?
Do you think it has something to do with the Ion Storm? Right now, it's stronger than ever, isn't it?
It's entirely possible. I'm not a scientist, but I do know the storm has knocked out all kinds of systems. So maybe the Illidians weren't willing to risk their ships, given all the interference.
That's what it seemed like to us.
Since the day of the revolt, Galvin has seized control of the mines and restricted all access. No one's allowed without his personal authorization. And they've taken over a section of the palace with just as much secrecy and security.
Huh.
I'm told it could be something they brought back from the mines.
Oh, no.
I've made inquiries, but everyone pretends it doesn't exist. I strongly suspect they're hiding something.
Why would they do that?
Why would they do that?
Why would they hide it from
I don't
other
know.
people?
But that's what concerns me. Whatever they're hiding, it can't be good.
Yeah.
How can we know?
I'd better see what's happening.
Uh-oh.
Do you think you can find out what they're hiding? I need to see proof of something before I can make my case to the Federation.
I can try, but even if I found it, I might not know what to make of it.
Just see what you can find out.
Take
oh,
this.
Here, have my
You
tricorder.
can use it to capture whatever
I don't
you
need
find,
this.
and then send it to me.
Thank you. I will let you know what I find.
Huh.
And I look forward to our meeting again.
I wonder if we had to, like, develop a good repertoire with them to get them to do that.
Sorry, I couldn't help but notice you were speaking with the Hotari this whole time.
Uh-oh.
I figured in the interest of fairness, I should offer another perspective.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Of course.
I'm probably not
I would
telling
love
you
to talk
anything
to
you
you.
don't already know, but these negotiations rely on the Federation's neutrality, as does any hope you might have for a supply of dilithium in the future. So, why you would choose to side with the Hotari escapes me.
Yeah.
Without
Dilithium
Illyrian
isn't my
involvement, there
concern. We
is
remain
no
neutral.
dilithium trade. But clearly, you weren't aware.
Dilithium isn't my concern.
Of all my concerns, dilithium is not one of them. I could care less about securing a supply, now or in the future.
I'd be curious to know if the rest of the Federation shares your indifference. Major Salit Arminta, Special Attaché, Illydian Armed Forces. Pleasure to meet you, Commander. I have my issues with the Hotari, but I have to give them some credit. They know how to seize an opportunity. Inciting an
little weird.
uprising the same day as a massive, once-in-a-lifetime ion storm.
Our assumption was that this storm was just an anomaly.
Interesting.
Yes, a very convenient anomaly. At least, that was what we were told.
So they're suspicious of the coincidence.
Of course, I wasn't there. But who am I to say otherwise?
Huh. I don't buy it. You sound skeptical. What really happened?
Something tells me there's more to the story. So what really happened?
Well, the official story is that it was the storm that enabled the revolt. How else do a bunch of unarmed, unorganized miners seize control of an entire moon, much less thousands of mines? But I've talked to people who were there. They tell a different story. They say they're lucky to have escaped with their lives.
What?
That it was more than just the storm. That somehow the miners were able to harness the energy from the storm.
That's what...
I know it sounds crazy. I'm not even sure I believe it myself.
Huh.
But that's what they said.
You said they were primitive. That's impossible. That helps explain it.
You just answered your own question. How do a group of miners do something that in theory can't be done? That's how. Harnessing the storm.
But even if it's true, how does that even happen?
Well, that's the question.
You tell me.
Did they find something that helps them harness the energy of the storm and then they used it to attack? And that's why they're being so sus? Report your findings to Captain Solano. Where is Captain Solano? Probably back here. Of the two species, the Hotari don't seem capable of engineering a mass space storm. Those Illydians, however. Yeah, it almost seems like they found something that's letting them harness the energy of it, rather than they had, like...
Well, that was a disaster.
created an engineering
The Hotari
device.
refused to concede anything, so the Illydians stormed out.
The Hotari did not invite us here as peacekeepers.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it.
I hope your efforts were more fruitful than ours.
Maybe. Maybe. Feels like we got a friend on the inside now. Hi, Carter.
Gravitational harmonics failing to resolve. Warp bubble stability degrading. Increase output to maximum.
Increase warp output?
Increasing warp output to maximum.
It's happening again.
Warp failed.
It is evident that presently, the Resolute cannot achieve warp propulsion.
Since our diagnostics rule out any problems with our warp systems or anything about the ship, the problem appears to be the fabric of space itself.
It's the
Space
storm.
itself? You're saying something about this region of space prevents warp travel?
Prevents it, or can't sustain it.
However improbable, that appears to be the case.
We need to know more.
Otherwise, it'll be an extended stay in the Hotari system.
The storm
Might be
didn't
the
stop us
storm.
from leaving space dock and traveling here. But could it still be causing this interference with warp travel?
We must follow sound investigatory principles. Do not let an assumed conclusion drive your analysis.
Sometimes we need a little inspired thinking, Mr. Chovak. Captain Solano is on his way back from the negotiations.
Gotta think
and I want to have
outside
some
the box.
answers for him when he gets here.
Indeed. Given the facts at hand, we may be able to deploy subspace probes around the ship to construct a clear picture of the phenomenon.
Ooh, yeah.
The ship.
Let's
I'll
probe
prep the
it.
shuttle.
I'll prepare the shuttle. Scientific method. Do not poke the anomaly. Okay. I'll do my best.
I'm setting up a waypoint at a distance roughly corresponding to the edge of our warp field.
Hi,
When we get there,
Progenitor. Hello.
I'll deploy the first probe.
All right, so shuttle piloting. Oh, I gotta fly a shuttle. What? I don't have the license for this. Okay, fly the shuttle to your objective to complete a mission. W to fly forward, D to fly backwards. Use the mouse to turn, and use Q to ascend and E to descend. All right. Do not poke the anomaly. If there's one thing I learned from all my years of watching Trek. Okay, what's this though? Is there more? Why does it look like there's more? Oh, here. Hazards. The ionic storm will fill your path with dangerous hazards. Green lighting will damage your shuttle. Okay. Taking damage 3 times will fail the mission. Oh boy. You can fly through the rings created by the storm if you pilot correctly. Oh boy. Good night, Reza. All right, we can do this. Follow the lit path to reach the next waypoint. I'm a little nervous about flying the shuttle, to be honest. The navigation computer displays information about the area around you. The line indicates a storm hazard. The barracks brackets indicates an asteroid. Okay. I see. So right here, it's like that's this what it's gonna look like when there's an asteroid. Versus a single line if it's a storm hazard. The green is bad, so we're gonna want to navigate between it with W and D. Wait. It is W and D. Q and E ascend to descend. Mouse turns. W and D fly forward and backwards. Okay, I'm sure we're fine. Don't I want to get over that? I think I want to get over that. Oh, am I gonna hit the ship? Oh my gosh.
Commander Westbrook.
Seems
the
like I'm doing
resonance
okay
systems
right
are
now.
Calibrated to receive the probe's readings. We are standing by to reproduce the warp field collapse after the first probe is deployed.
Thank you, Mr. Chovak. We'll be in position shortly.
And, Mr. Diaz, do take care in piloting the shuttlecraft. Now is not the time to indulge in the human penchant for joyriding.
I'm trying.
Chovak probably isn't such a fun guy to work for, huh?
I don't take it personally.
Nah,
Huh?
I just don't take it personally. At least I try not to.
That's
Am I gonna
a
hit
very
that?
mature answer. Shows a positive attitude on your part. Remind me of it when I start complaining to you about the ship's new first officer.
What? How do I get around this? Can I go up? Let's go up. Oh boy. Up, 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 up. Up, Ilana. Up. Up. Let's go up. Up and over. Okay. We're gonna be okay. Oh! Can we go up over this one too? No. Let's go down. Down! I'm going up. I'm going up. Okay. Lower, 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 lower. Is there anything below me? No. Just get around it, Ilana. You got this.
This is far enough.
Did it. We're gonna wait. Did we get anything new? No. All right, we got an ad break coming up, and this is like very exciting moment, and I feel like we like don't want anyone missing anything, you know? For sure. Once again, this is like joyriding. I don't think this trip is about joy. It also gives me a chance to go say hi to my family and get a quick little snack, which is what I'm going to do. So, also I'm sick, so I need to blow my nose, which is part of the reason for all the breaks. But it also lets our friends that aren't subscribers not miss any parts of the story. So I will be right back in a couple minutes. I'll run some clips for those of you hanging out. And we'll be right back. Yeah, who let Ilana drive? I agree. But that was fun, kind of. It was a little scary, but fun. Squid has a potential fix-up for me in Discord. Community mod that might help with the frames. Dropped it in games chat. Okay, so like, should we drop out of the game? I don't... Okay, I was like, I don't know how to do mods on Epic. We'll have to look into that later. Okay, yeah. No, that's a smart idea, though. Palanova says so. Game is good to watch. I'm into it. I like this, honestly. Yeah, I think it's got, like, fun story, and I think that it might be, like, fun for us to finish the story together, especially if I install the fix and we get it's a little bit smoother, you know? I like the story of this as well. Okay, cool. I'm glad because, like, you know, I got the game. Like, maybe we should play through it. Wish there were more time for the options choosing so you had time to read them out loud. I am trying, Squid. It is very fast. It is very fast. Presumably because they want you to make a decision like on the spot, sort of. But like, I am trying to read them out loud, and I'll try to be better about reading them out loud. It doesn't give us a lot of opportunity for discussion, but I have been noting it when those of you that have been putting like a 2 or a 3 or a 1 in chat, right? Like I have been noting that. So if you do want to do that as a way to like vote for what you think I should choose, you can do that. It feels kind of stressful on you. Well, you know how I am like kind of a little bit of an anxious person and I get like a little bit panicky in real-time situations. It doesn't feel stressful playing this game. It does feel panicky in those moments a little bit, but I'm very much enjoying this. And I think it's because nothing really like bad has happened from any of my decisions. As soon as I like kill someone, then I'm going to be like, oh, I need to panic more, you know? We'll see. We'll see. Real life situations are the worst. Yeah. So I feel like part of it is like, because it's a game and it's for fun and like the story's been going pretty well so far, whether I'm doing well or not, the story's been great. I think that takes some of the pressure off, but it would really suck if I like caused the ship to explode or kill a bunch of people or whatever, you know? I wouldn't like that. So just like a captain, gotta think fast. That's true. That is probably why they make you do it.
Transporting the first probe into position.
I'm glad with my driving. Like, that was okay. I did all right. All right, probe, you go there. Oh, no, I'm going to have to drive more.
The first probe is deployed.
Understood.
Oh, boy, I have to drive to all the
replay the
places?
simulation.
Okay. All right. All right.
Problem? I just can't get a handle on her. Commander Rydek. She rejected my plan to use a deflector pulse against the storm surge. But on the other, she did listen to my advice and use the whole polarity trick to get you through that excursion alive.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the new XO. I'm sure she's a fine officer, even if we don't see eye to eye. But she didn't go through what the rest of us did. You know that. And it's hard to figure out why she'd be the one Solano chose.
You should give her a chance. Captain Solano likes her, or she's definitely an outsider. I think you should give her a chance.
I've heard some good things. You should at least give her a chance.
I'll take that under advisement.
Test is running. Warp field.
I feel like Carter's.
3, 2,
We're being
1.
positive, optimistic. Ooh, what?
Oh. All right, that is definitely a problem with the fabric of space. We need to get another probe out there.
That was funky. Space is doing weird things.
With 2 points of data, the Resolute and the probe,
MJ1.
we managed to get an interference
That's amazing.
pattern. I'm setting a waypoint to a particularly strong area of interference. We'll deploy the second probe there.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Okay. Let's go down.
Listen.
Down.
I'm gonna give you a piece of advice I wish someone had given me. Make sure you're never just one thing. And don't get so focused on what's in front of your face that you lose sight of the big picture. Before Rydek showed up, the captain pulled me into his ready room and told me he didn't think I had the people skills to be first officer. What a load of crap.
Sounds like politics.
I mean,
Oh,
said that about
sorry.
Sholok. Sure.
I didn't read them all.
Is that why you're being so friendly to me? Politics?
That would be clever, but...
Am I
think
like
you
running
give me
into
more credit
something?
than the captain does. You're all right, Diaz. And you've got potential. You're a capable engineer. You're good in the field. Keep up the good work, and who knows? A solid jack of all departments like you could be commander-in-chief of Starfleet.
I think we're
one
pretty
day.
safe right here.
Hell, Admiral Jellicoe started as a shuttle pilot. And there are places to go in the enlisted ranks, too.
Why are you talking to me right
An
now?
officer's commission, they'll put you on another ship.
I'm happy where I am. Can you give me a promotion?
I love it. So put me up for promotion.
Oh,
I'm ready
boy.
for my next challenge.
I just...
Well, I think you're going to have to prove that to your boss, Chovak, first. He's the one who has to put you up for consideration.
I was panicked. I can do it. Tell with Chobak. Maybe I'll try Science Division. I can do that.
Well, then I'll just have to change Commander Chovak's mind. I'll work hard and better, and he won't be able to ignore it.
You've got grit.
I'll prove myself.
I'll give you that.
Let's go this way. No, go up. Go up. Go up. Okay, now go this way. Oh. Go down. Are we okay? Oh. Okay. What are you doing, Asteroid? Okay. Are you just passing through? Can I go after you? I guess I can go after you. I did it!
Here. This is close enough. Stop the engines.
Fabric of Space dropped a few stitches. It really did. All right, we got another probe out.
Westbrook to Commander Chovak. We're ready for another sampling of data.
Very good. Running the simulation again. Warp field collapse in 3, 2, 1. Mark.
Oh.
There it is again.
I saw it. It seems to be directional.
Well, what about the scans? Anything?
Here's the readings in relation to our local space. We've got the Resolute, Otari Prime, and the probes.
All this interference is overloading the sensor buffers. We're gonna have to triangulate the sensors manually.
I bet it's alive, yeah. Sorry about that. Okay, so move reticulo. Move reticle? Reticle? What's all this? Ooh. What am I doing?
We got something.
These markers indicate peaks in the gravimetric interference patterns.
Let's see if I can find some more.
So, I'm just looking for those markers. Do I have to click on it? No. Doesn't look like it. I don't... Huh. This is... I wish you would tell me what I'm supposed to be doing right now. They said, see if I can find more. There's more right here. Oh, I was missing one.
Hold up. This is coming from the moon.
A beam that blocks warp travel.
Aimed right at us.
Someone is doing this intentionally.
What?
I don't know how they're
Why would they do that? This is an attack we need to fight back. Why would they do that?
Why would they be doing this? We came here to help these people. And now
Helena
we're getting hit by
agrees.
some
Darl too.
warp-killing weapon?
Yeah.
Now, look here. It's our current readings of the ion storm.
These concentrations, they line up with the interference pattern. The storm and this beam, they're coming from the same place.
So they're making the storm
Whatever petty
too.
Local conflict brought us here. It's just a small part of something much bigger.
Uh-oh.
Presently, we don't have an explanation for how they're doing this. But one thing is clear. This is no fluke.
Thank you, Mr. Westbrook. I want a full briefing when I'm back on board. Solano out. A targeted weapon that inhibits warp travel. Coming from the moon Tau.
let's take a second to look at Carter's. So obviously that was not great. At times, specifically when I panicked and was like, can you get me a promotion? Yed! Hi. It plays like episodes, yeah. And I also really like that there's this feedback section so I can better understand like how my decisions impacted the relationships with people. Hello, Yed. Hello, Yedikins. How's it going? Good to see you. Okay, so Carter was the one, our engineering officer in the shuttle driving. I was driving a shuttle through space, Yed. Today, I was qualified to do that. I'm also I'm second in command of a ship, the Resolute, with the Starfleet, and I didn't know that I was going to have this much pressure put on me today. No, it's actually been really fun. It's a narrative driven story. So my choices are impacting relationships and like my interactions with these people. And I've never really played narrative games like at all. So like for me, this is very different. I have done like a little bit of like a puzzle narrative story. But it was very different. It was very puzzly by comparison. And this has been very like story and narrative focused, which because it's Star Trek actually has been really fun. It's played out like a very fun movie or episode of I guess movie, right? Several hours of several movies maybe. But yeah, so we're on an episode Suspicions. I don't know exactly how much longer I'm going to go tonight just because of the whole like, and I stream tomorrow as well. But I do think we'll want to probably do more in the future because this has been fun. What kind of ship would you want to serve on? I actually really like the idea of being a part of a science vessel. I think that could really resonate with me. But I was not like a sciencey person in school. I wasn't horrible at it, but it wasn't my favorite subject. I would want to be in the constellation class. So I just heard like clown noises in my house. Like to travel to all the different places, that does sound pretty cool. I think I'd like to captain a freighter. That sounds good, Jay. Just go like trading from place to place. Get a little bit of like flexibility because you can like choose what shipments you take on, what jobs you do, right? I don't mind just not a red shirt. I said that I probably would have been a red shirt. I probably would have been a red shirt. And I probably would have been the first one to not come back from a mission. Jay, space road trucker. Put on the music, just space truck. Defiant class for me? Like fighting, Darl? What is Defiant class? Firefly class. Sure. Did we get any others? No. Okay, let's continue.
That would explain the difficulties my shuttle encountered. More importantly, the tenor of the Hotari during the negotiations.
And here I thought the Elydians would be the problem. Coming to peace talks in a warship.
Science-based, kind of like Spock, pretty logic-oriented. We're the ones in trouble. The Lydians knew something was off. What are the Hotari up to? I'm gonna go with 3 because I'm sus of the Hotari now.
Wanted us here, but it wasn't to negotiate.
Clearly, peace is not their intention.
Then what is? Why go through this charade?
Why, indeed?
Tylus, the Hotari representative, said she thought they found something in the mines. Galvin and Sidron brought it back to the palace, but they're keeping it under tight security. she's going to investigate it. I gave her my tricorder. I expect she'll contact us soon.
You found an ally.
I think so.
Why would
Yeah.
Tylus help us? Go
For
behind her people's back?
the good. To stop Galvin and
Fair
Sidron.
question.
She trusts me. She's out of options. She trusts me.
Out of all of them, she's the one who seemed to genuinely appreciate that the Federation was involved. She believes in us. And I think we can believe in her.
That may be true.
She's certainly more
Same,
likely to
Emo.
help than the other Hotari we've met.
That raises another question. Specifically, what do the other Hotari have to gain in bringing us here, only to make this hostile maneuver against us? There must be some motivation.
They learn
Unless they change
more about
their
us.
minds between when they asked.
They want more.
and we
It
got
doesn't
here.
make sense. Maybe to learn more about us.
Sidron was very curious when we spoke outside the Queen's chamber. He wanted to know all about us, our ship, the Federation. He wasn't giving any answers.
Yeah.
He was looking for them.
Well, I'm sure you didn't tell him too much. I don't think the Elydians know what's really down on that moon either.
Major Armintas said the revolt defied explanation. That the Hotari miners somehow harnessed the energy of the storm.
Harness the energy of the storm?
Doing that is beyond even our capabilities.
Right.
So is a weapon that disrupts warp travel.
There have been civilizations and entities, both past and present, far more technologically advanced than the Federation.
The Elydians and Hotari don't fall into that category.
But that is all the more reason to investigate further.
It's the Ancients! The Ancients from the Stargate! They're in the mines.
We've received an urgent call from Hotari. The Queen's advisor, Tylus, has asked to speak with you.
Put her through.
Interesting. I was also curious about the decision to give, like, Starfleet property to these people, but yeah.
Galvin and Sidron are still with the Queen. I've enlisted help to gain access to the room they have under guard. I don't have much time.
Uh-oh. Okay.
I'm not supposed to leave my post.
It's only for a moment. I so appreciate your help.
Oh, boy. A really great Leonard Nimoy impression, agreed. What the heck? It's the dial home device! Oh my god! DHD!
Tylus, if we needed to gain access to the mines on Tau, is that something you could help us with?
I'm kidding, but, you know.
It wouldn't be easy, but I have to go.
Run! It is the Ancients. Oh, Tylus.
Can we reconnect?
Sorry, Captain. We've lost all contact.
We can
Uh-oh.
only hope she escaped without harm.
Uh-oh.
It was hard to tell.
I got her into this mess. We have to help her. She knows what she's doing. She knows what she's doing.
Tylus wouldn't have offered to help if she didn't know what she was doing.
That's a lot of faith in someone we barely know. Let's see the scan of whatever the hell that was.
Tylus suspects
I believe
this
in
came from the mines
Tylus,
on
but
Tau.
like also that was a hard choice. Crisis said one,
It
yeah.
appears to be of ancient origin.
It
but
is from the
the
Ancients.
markings are unfamiliar.
We can run a full analysis when we get back to the Resolute. But if this came from the mines, then it might be the key to how they got the upper hand against the Elydians.
Then we have to go into the mines.
The Federation would not
Uh-oh.
allow that. We were,
Why did
after
they
all,
look
sent
at
here
each
to be
other?
a neutral party in a peace negotiation. However, we could demonstrate that the Hotari have acted in bad faith, which would enable us to investigate the mines on Tau with full justification. But of course, we would need conclusive proof before taking action.
This
Otherwise,
artifact is proof.
could put us
Federation
in a
doesn't have to
difficult
know.
position.
We have to defend ourselves. The artifact is proof.
Whatever this artifact is may be proof enough. At least to satisfy the Federation.
I'm hoping.
Especially if we can show the Hotari are controlling the warp disruption. And targeting the Resolute.
We may have a better understanding once we analyze the device. But a mission to the mines, covert or otherwise, is not out of the question. And I will handle the Federation.
That's right. Oh man, Spock's the best.
As I was telling Carter, I want all the data I can get on this warp problem. And the negotiating team's shuttle has been recording data all the way back from Hotari.
Containment protocol.
So pull the sensor and engine ISOs from the Melville when it sets down.
Okay, hold on a second. Let's see about Jara. So, oh, I never read about Dr. Duval. Dr. Duval was impressed by Jara's sense of responsibility to the crew. Was encouraged to see her thinking independently when she defied Captain Solano's orders. Maybe we did read that because that was a while ago. Okay, so we have an update with Captain Solano. Captain Solano liked Jara's pragmatic approach to any danger Tylus might encounter. I don't know how I feel about Captain Solano. Like, I know we were being pragmatic, but like, I am worried about her, but like, you know, she can handle herself. It's hard. Ambassador Spock thought, oh, I'm surprised that Spock didn't get anything from all of those conversations. All that conversation in the shuttle. Spock didn't have anything to say. Not to say, but like anything to respond to with Jara. That's interesting. You would have think that he would have had like some kind of like feedback reaction.
Down in engineering to run another analysis after the briefing.
I didn't like this warp problem when we thought it was some astronomical anomaly. And I like it a hell of a lot less now that we know someone is doing it to us.
Yeah.
How does it work? What do we even do about it?
What do you say we pull these chips and find out?
Again, with the nose
Took
brush.
some damage on the way.
I'm starting to suspect Squid might be a Vulcan. A Vulcan squid.
That ionic interference scored the hull plating. Might be some micro welds. Let's try pulling together.
All right.
All right. I'll help.
3, 2, 1. It won't budge. Gotta be the storm damage. We need to... Welcome back. Any excitement down on the surface?
She's alive!
Excitement? No.
She's alive!
Hey, can you hand me the EJ7 interlock? From the toolbox.
I don't know what that is.
Not much use for one on a security detail, huh? Carter?
Yeah, I'll get it.
There's something weird about her. Don't you think, chat? She's alive, but there's something weird about her. Show off or be professional? I'm gonna be professional. Anonymous, thank you so much for gifting us up to Hendy. I should have shown off so we could have figured out what's going on with her. Plasma wielding torch, turn on. Let's go A.
Here, I'll help.
We've got this.
Open up and say ah.
Thanks for the hand.
Bot's
we have to get
very
these isolinear
sleepy.
chips down to engineering.
No problem.
Thank you again for that gift sub.
You really know everything about these ships, don't you? The tools, the systems.
I'm good at what I
Like a
do.
walking
I
Starfleet
don't know
technical
everything.
manual.
Engineering is cool now.
Oh, I thought security was the detail to be on. Now all of a sudden you're interested in engineering?
Just the engineer.
Oh, she didn't like that.
Come on, start pulling chips.
Well, it's not that she didn't like it. It's just that it wasn't like good. Could have been better, is what I'm trying to say. All right, S click. Oh,
What's
boy.
this?
Some kind of crystal formation?
I thought maybe I dropped it, but turns out I did not.
Whoa.
I was thinking
This
it was too far
substance
away.
is a quantized spin crystallization of hydrogen, carbon, and lithium. It's emitting tetrametric pulses at an interval of 3.8422 seconds.
Quantized crystallization isn't natural. I mean, it's only theoretical as a means to engineer matter on a subatomic
just
level.
gave a tier 1 sub to Hendate.
Thank you again,
What's it doing in
Anonymous.
there?
Yeah, what the heck? Pick up unusual. Oh, yeah, just with your hand. Just grab it. Just with your hands.
Regulation 364, subsection 9.
What?
Regulation 364, subsection 9 orders that in the case of an unknown foreign substance infiltrating a sealed system, it will be placed in secure confinement before further examination.
Yeah, I was gonna say there has
Retrieve the containment module.
there has to be
Don't
like
you think we're more
process.
equipped to deal with whatever this is?
No. Before anything else, this is a security issue.
Yeah, it's a
You
Borg
don't even
spy.
know what this is.
This
Which
is
is
our
why we
department.
need to
It does
study it.
pose a
Once
threat.
it's
Leave the crystal
contained.
there. It does pose a threat.
Well, if it's not natural, then someone might have put it there. It could be a tracking device. Some kind of sabotage.
Fun police.
Or even a bomb.
Safety.
Which
Security
is why
and
we need to get it to
safety.
the containment lab.
Come on.
Yes.
I can't make an exception. Not even for you.
I'm still going to report these crystals to Commander Westbrook when we send the shuttle data.
And
Of
I
course.
will inform my superiors. I'm taking this just as seriously as you are.
No one's telling you to not report it to your boss.
But I overheard talk about the warp disruption on the shuttle. Now these crystals?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this situation is more than
OSHA
can handle
enter
with just a
chat.
science vessel. We could trigger a distress call, get Starfleet to send more ships, or I could send a message to my old CO on the Adirondack.
We're on our own
some
here. This
combat
sounds like
tester
mutiny
vessels.
if you think you can.
We shouldn't do this alone.
We're on our own here.
We're at the edge of the quadrant. Help isn't just gonna pop over like we're in Sector 001.
Wouldn't hurt to try.
You talk like you've never had your backs up against a wall before. This is Starfleet.
Anonymous.
We solve our own problems.
Anonymous, thank you so much for that gift sub to OSHA. Heck
Okay,
yeah.
stand back.
Thank you again for the gift sub for both
Get
the
this
gift
to the
subs,
containment lab.
anonymouses or anonymous
We'll get it
or
set up for you.
anonymi.
I'll
I
let you know when
appreciate
it's
you.
safely confined.
Oh, we'll be there.
Last thing you want is to study this down in main engineering and have it explode next to the warp core.
Yeah, that would be bad. Agreed. Oh!
Almost forgot.
Oh!
Can't have that.
Oh!
For a second, I thought she'd gone cold on you.
I thought so
Like she
too!
might have changed her mind.
Same.
But I guess this whole situation has her spooked. Maybe she knows more than us?
It's her
Or
job.
it's
She
'cause
did
this is
seem
all
off,
happening so
aren't you?
fast. But she usually doesn't scare easy.
She did seem off.
Yeah. There was something a little off about her.
Like that talk about sending a distress call?
Good night,
That
Darl.
was pretty out there. She was probably just thinking out loud. I'm sure she'll come to her senses. This mission has enough complications stacking up.
Now, we'll get through it.
Interesting. So we got some interesting feedback there. Miranda noticed Carter was unusually suspicious when she returned from Hotari. Were we being suspicious? I guess so. And Ed Salar noticed how Carter shared her suspicion when Miranda returned from Hotari. Okay, so we were definitely being suspicious.
You, me, and Miranda too.
All right, Symbols and Legends is the next chapter that we're entering. And I think with that, I'm going to stop
An
for
anonymous
today.
gifter just gave a tier 1 sub to OSHA.
Ooh, woo.
Thank you, Firebat, for catching up to us. I think I'm going to stop here for today just to not go like too long to preserve my voice for tomorrow, because tomorrow we have RimWorld and very big stream of it. But this was really fun.